Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, June 5th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION-NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got NHL Stanley Cup Finals, game number 2, Florida Panthers versus the Vegas Golden Knights. We're going to get started here in about 20 minutes or so for the puck drop. And obviously, we know right now that Vegas is up in the series 1-0. So it should be a good matchup. I assume that Florida will play a little bit better than they did, but you got to give all the credit to Vegas and what they've been able to do. Let's go over some of the photos that we have prepped here for today. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend and a great Monday morning, afternoon, and we're going to have a great evening here with this matchup. And I had to hit you with the Kachuk and the Jonathan Marchessault. I haven't used both of those in one, so I was like, oh, it's time for them. Then we got Captain Jack Eichel, so we'll get some of those in here as well. It's crazy on how many, I got to be able to kind of go through, especially with Vegas and their lineup with so many options to score. Jonathan Marchessault, I see you, baby. William Karlsson, he's been money. Alex Pietrangelo. Ivan Barbashev. Keegan Golasa. I feel like I have everyone on the fucking Vegas roster just because they have such, balance. And, with that game when it went 5-2, I don't think people thought it was going to go Marchessault and Theodore and then Whitecloud and Stone and Smith. I don't think anyone really thought that. But it gives an opportunity for us to be able to show some others, like Shea Theodore, which we normally don't talk about too often, as well as Zach Whitecloud, Mark Stone, and Riley Smith. Nice little team photo. We got to get a couple of those for when they score. Vegas goalies, I see you. And Aiden Hill, the phenom, huh? It's, I think that at one point we thought that he might have been the third or fourth best goalie, when we had the Final Four with the East and the West Finals. Obviously with Anderson doing so well for Carolina. And then obviously we know Bobrovsky for Florida. And yeah, Jake Ottinger, who just couldn't really step up. And it shows you Aiden might not be the flashiest, but at times he does flashy plays, like he had that save in game 1, which was one of the best that I've ever seen. And that's what the eyes on the prize are right there. And they got a 1-0 lead. And we'll see if Florida wants to, I don't want to say win, but they definitely have to play better than they did in game 1, even if they lose, to give them some momentum going into game 3 and game 4. So obviously if you split like the Miami Heat did with the Nuggets, it gives you a better feeling that if you win both games at home, then you're up 3-1. But if you drop one of them, then it's just going to be 2-2 and you're fine, right? So a lot of times when you're that home team, you want to be able to go up 2-0 and you might not sweep, but it just puts that pressure and that obviously mentality that you're down 2-0. So if Florida gets down 2-0, I don't think it's necessarily over because Florida is good enough to win 2 games at home. But again, Vegas is good enough to steal one on the road. So it could be one of those things where the fans maybe want 2-2, but Florida, if you look at it like based off percentages, if you want to win the Stanley Cup and not stretch it to game 6 or 7 and lose, you actually want to win, this might be a must-win game. Because then if you go back to Florida and somehow you can win those 2 games and you go up 3-1, it gives you a hell of a lot better chance to close it out. But Vegas is so good that even if they got down 3-1, I think that they could come back. I think either team could come back from 3-1, but obviously Vegas would have the upper edge because they have the home ice. So they would have game 7 to be able to take care of business. But I will see. I don't know if we're going to get a 2-2 matchup like, Nuggets winning 2 and then the Miami Heat winning 2 at home. We didn't get that. We got the split. So we'll see if we end up getting the split today. But again, both teams are very, very good on home ice. And Florida typically is very good on the road. It's just, hey, Vegas is the best team. Florida was the hottest team coming in. And, I always have to keep it 100. And I love underdogs and I love Cinderella stories. But whenever I see something kind of shady, even if it's a guy that I really like, you got to point it out, even if it's your guy or a guy that you're rooting for. The cheap shot with the punch to the face by Kachuk, where the other player was holding the arms down and he got a free shot in right in the dome. I get it. These guys, don't like each other. It's getting chippy. Somebody's going to win their first Stanley Cup championship, right? There's a lot on the line, but I didn't like that move, and normally I'll be rooting for a guy like Kachuk, and I won't really have anything bad to say about him. He's been kind of the hero late in the series, with obviously Boston and Toronto and Carolina and now with Vegas. But I just felt like, that he got to a point where, what would have happened if you had the same thing happen to Jamie Benn? And if you end up having Kachuk going out for a game or two, you're fucked. The series is over. The Stanley Cup is over. If Kachuk can't play, it's done. And I think everyone knows that. So hopefully he's smarter moving forward. And, like I said, they definitely got lucky. Carter Verhaeghe, you got to step up. I know you're going to do good at home, and I know he'll score at home, but we didn't really see a whole lot. Like I said, the first goal, was from Eric Stahl, and I didn't think anyone saw that coming, right? So, and then obviously Anthony Duclair after that. It's like you're getting guys that are so far down the depth chart, but that was pretty much the whole game. 5-2 Vegas. The only one that was a regular scorer was Jonathan Marchessault. Everything else is Stahl, Marchessault, Theodore, Duclair, Whitecloud, Stone Smith. It's fun to be able to see it like that. And Sam Bennett, you got to wake up. You got to wake up. And Sergei needs to be better. That's like the most goals that he's given up, and he's been lights out like Aiden Hill. So I don't think Sergei sucks. I just think that, Vegas is a very, very good team. And even if it was Frederick Anderson from Carolina, same thing would have happened there. Obviously powerhouse scoring. Unless we had Vegas, Boston, then maybe we're talking a different story. But it's going to be very interesting to see, if he can end up making the proper adjustments. Vegas is very, very good. And they still have their eyes on the prize. And even if they lose this, it's not completely over, in my opinion. So we'll see where it goes. Let's go, baby. Megan in the building. $2 holla. Appreciate you. Odin in the building. How are you? I had Will the Thrill just message. He was looking for you on Twitter and messaged me on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, yeah. I was like, he just took a time off. I don't know how much time off the app, but he says hello, wishes you good thoughts and good things, wherever you are and what you're doing. And let me read what did he write me here? I'm not sure if he'll be hopping on at whatnot. He said, if you see him before I do, send some love his way and save some for yourself. I said, will do, brother. It's always good. Sometimes people get busy and whatnot. And let me know what you want to see for photos. We got the $2 dono started here. And then hopefully we're going to get started here in about 12 minutes or so. And $2 holla, 98 to go. I appreciate you very, very much. I don't know why they tell everyone the game starts at like 5 o'clock when they don't even start the game until 5:20. Just put 5:20, but then the pre-show starts at 5. I know it's like the top of the hour type of stuff, but especially like when I was considering going live at like 4:50. But then if the game doesn't start till 5:20 or 5:30, it's a little bit too early. You know what I mean? Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $2 holla. Let me know what you want. I'll give you 3 guesses. Oh, okay. I got you. All right, let's get started on that. Appreciate you. And let's try to get some of these in here. We'll give you a hack. We'll give you a Pete. And let's go with Appreciate you. The trio, huh? Hack, Pete, and little Jay-Z. Nothing better than black and white old school photos. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or even like the, semi-blurry but cool looking colored photos in the 90s. Appreciate you. Yeah, well, I know that, but I'm just saying when they have it here in the United States, like in stuff like on ESPN, like on all the apps and everything, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times when something starts, it'll start at that particular time. It's like for NFL football. If it tells me 10 o'clock, it starts at 10 o'clock. The pre-show is on at 9. It's not like the game starts at 10 and then you click over there and then they talk for another 15 minutes and then they kick off. Like you're going, within the first minute, once it hits 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or like Sunday night. That's all I mean. Like, when they have it listed on the apps and when they have it listed on the TV, for whatever reason, hockey goes later, then, if you're going to advertise it starts at a time, just start at that time. They're like the only sport that does it like that, where they say, 5, and we just have to assume that it's not going to start right away. But I guess if you watch hockey on a regular basis, maybe you see that. Absolutely. Looks like we got us a little seating situation. Oh, you did? Oh, good. That's awesome. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, the more hockey that I can get and the more coverage, that I can get, but it'd just be kind of nice but now I know. So, now I know anytime I see something with the hockey, regardless if it's like regular season or playoffs or Stanley Cup, whatever is advertised, I got to push it 10 to 20 minutes after. So instead of trying to do a stream that I think the game's going to start at 5 and I start at like 4:45, 4:50, but then if the game doesn't start till 5:15, 5:20, it wouldn't make sense to have it that early unless we have like a shitload of people that want to meet up beforehand and like talk or whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm ready. I'm excited because obviously Vegas should be favored to win this matchup at home. They're very, very good, but I wouldn't be shocked if Florida wins. I wouldn't be shocked if they make the adjustments. I could see it going both ways. And again, I'm not sure if Florida can win both of their games at home because Vegas is very, very good. I mean, we've seen the best team and the hottest team. And it was pretty even for the first 2 periods, right? It was 1-1, right? And then it was 2-2. It could have went either way. And then you just saw Vegas kind of impose their will. And they reminded me a little bit of the Kraken with Seattle because they were getting all of these goals by guys that aren't normally scoring. So it's like one game that we watched with the Kraken against the Stars, against Dallas in the playoffs, and they had 7 goals by 7 different guys. I mean, that's not something that happens, I think, frequently. You might get something like that a few games in a series or maybe even get up to that number, 5 to 7 goals. But, it's like after Marchessault's goal in the first period, like I said, you had Shea Theodore. We don't really talk about him. Zach Whitecloud, not very much. Mark Stone, not a lot. Riley Smith, here and there. But there's a lot of other guys like Ivan Barbashev and Captain Jack Eichel, William Karlsson. Like these are other guys that are like more scorers. So that's when a team is incredibly deep. And again, physical, they're taller. They have the bigger bodies. Aiden Hill 6'4". Their defensemen are 6'2" to 6'6". So, I mean, it's Vegas's championship to lose. Florida is the underdog. I do believe they have a chance. But, I mean, look at the Miami Heat. A lot of people wanted to, write them off, right? And they ended up winning game 2 when a lot of people thought that they would not win, anything in Denver. So, they haven't, I don't think Miami has won in Denver in many, many years up to last night. So, based on something that I read. So it shows you, history tends to repeat itself sometimes, but also it is meant to be broken. So. No, it's good. Hey, like I said, this is going to be something, this is going to be something that, it'll be like that for football too. You know what I mean? Like imagine like if, we're doing Seahawks and Niners and it's the playoffs and then the Niners beat you and they go to the Super Bowl. It's not like you're going to be rooting for San Fran, you know what I mean? Or even if it wasn't someone in the division, like let's say it's, Minnesota or the Eagles or the Saints. It's like, a lot of times when you get beat by someone, you don't want to root for them to win. I mean, once it's all said and done, you'd be like, well, at least the champions beat us, I guess. But it's, it's really hard. At some point, you're going to root for almost anybody but the team that beat you, so. And hopefully we'll get Sarah in here at some point. I know her dad ended up going to the hospital, had like a little heart condition, little thing going on at home, and then precautionary. So I know that they let her stay home from work so that way she could watch the pup. And obviously it sounds like things are under control, but hopefully everything is good. Prayers up for her dad. But I sent her the thumbnail and everything, and so I think she obviously, she's going to be here at some point. So, right, see? Well, plus also too with Carolina, they just didn't have enough scoring. I'd really like, and like I said, since I'm like all in now, I love to be able to, get the research on all the goalies and be able to see, because the goalies are going to be like, I'm a old school guy, I like goalies. I like defense. You know what I mean? I like things that a lot of people don't really care about that much, defensive first, offensive linemen, special teams, goalies. And of course it's easy to like goalies, but how many people like goalies like number one? I mean, I know there are people that like it, a little bit more than maybe defensive first for NFL or like O-line. But, a lot of times the centers get all the love. And, if you're a big name forward, and defenseman, not so much, unless you're like a really, really good one from like, like legendary, like one of the best in the league. But that's kind of, people love offense. I like the defense. Defense wins the championship. Yeah, and that's like when I get invested with everything, it's I can't get enough. I can always learn something new, and I don't know. For me, it doesn't take that long, just because this isn't the first time that I'm introduced to this sport. I was already playing the video games and I was already, very into this and NASCAR when I was younger. I just took about a 10 or 15 year break because I didn't have anyone to really talk about it with, or, and then if you don't really have a favorite guy driving at the time, really, after Dale and, and I didn't really have a team that I wanted to attach myself to. I didn't want to be a bandwagon. I didn't want to just hop on like some Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux bandwagon. I mean, which I easily could have. So NHL brings back enforcers. What do you mean? Like Jaromir Jagr? That's my guy, man. Like whenever I play with the video games, I do like Lemieux and Jagr. With the Pittsburgh Penguins and stuff. But I mean, it just depends, on what you're looking for. That's true. That's true. Let's go, baby. And they have the games so spread out with the NBA finals and the NHL Stanley Cup finals. So it's not like, you're going to have one matchup. You have to actually wait a bit. Like after this game, we don't have just one day off. They don't play Tuesday. They don't play Wednesday. We got to wait till Thursday. And then Saturday. That's like almost too long for me to wait, honestly. But I get it. I understand. They want the people to be the freshest. So when they get out there, they give you everything that they got, I get it. They need their bodies to heal and whatnot, plus the travel, getting acclimated with their new surroundings. I'll tell you what, though, the crowds are going to be incredible, which they already are. Lots of passionate drunks here in Vegas, and we know what Florida is about. They're going to get wild and crazy there, so I'm excited to see what they bring when they have their team at home. And again, if this is me and I'm Florida, this is a must-win game if you want to win. If you just want to be able to hang around and lose in 6 or force game 7, fine, you'll lose this game. But, with that being said, I don't know if they can, do it. It's going to be very difficult to win here on the road, but they have to find a way to make the adjustments to get past Adin Hill. And if they can split, I definitely think it gives Florida a much higher chance of winning the Stanley Cup and, prolonging the series even further So instead of it being like 5, or we're talking 6 or 7 if they win tonight. And they got 2 games at home. So just imagine if they win here and they just take care of business at home, it could be 3-1, in their favor. Not saying that necessarily would happen. Vegas is so good. They would probably win at least 1 in Florida. So at least it would be 2-2 instead of you getting down 3-1. Because I'll tell you what, if Florida gets down 3-1, at that point, they're fucked. They're not coming back from that. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Eyes on the prize. Kachuk with the cheap shot to the face. I still like you a lot. And I imagine there was a lot of shit talking going on, but I got to keep it 100 when I see things that are kind of fucked up. Because I'd be saying that if it was someone on Dallas or Seattle or whoever. So, Verhaeghe, wake up. Sam Bennett, wake up. Anthony Duclair, I see you. Eric Stahl, he got it started. But this is really going to be the answer. If you want to be able to even this up, Sergey has to outperform Aiden Hill tonight. Let's go. Offsides already. I bet you like that. You watching Monday Night Raw, Odin? Or are you watching the game? Kachuk, Bennett, Cousins, Lamba, Glendale, Reinhardt, White, and Eric Stahl, defenseman. Forsling, Ekblad. And like I said, it's not like Florida, played, passive and they were just, kind of getting pushed around. They were the more aggressive team for, a period and a half. And then just Vegas came out there and just mollywopped them in the third period. So, I mean, it was dead even in the first 2 periods where you didn't really know where it was going to go. But I don't know if it was fatigue or just Vegas being just the better squad. It's one thing to lose to like 3-2 when it's 2-2, but you lost 5-2. That's an ass whooping. So I'm very interested to see if Vegas will still continue to be aggressive and play for their fans, but can Florida rebound? And can Sergey play better in the net? That's really going to be key. He can't give up 5. He can still give up 2 to 3 and they can still win, but not 5. I figured you were. Keep me updated on it. That should be pretty good. I mean, Rollins can have a good match with anybody. I guess it just depends on who they want him to feud with, right? And I like Damian Pierce's vibe. I like Judgment Day. I like the colors with the purple and the black. I like everyone that's in there, even Dom. I think that's a match made in heaven. If anyone needed a faction in WWE, Dom was number 1, for his development. So, and then Ripley obviously is the hottest new thing, be able to get the belt besides, what Bianca Belair had her little run. And cool to see Asuka with the belt too. Like, it feels like all is right in wrestling at some point. Not everything is going to go the way that we want as fans, but every once in a while we do get what we want. And that's typically when Vince isn't getting what he wants, which is the opposite of what we like. And they were getting very, very chippy in the first period and second period too. Quite a bit of fighting, kind of cheap shots and whatnot. Florida has to make sure that they can keep their composure. They don't want to get down like they did against Boston, and then they have to have that huge rally getting down 3-1. You want to be the aggressor. But easier said than done when you're going against like the number 1 team, especially on the road. Is there any new updates with everything there? No worries. I said a little prayer for him, obviously, at the beginning of the stream. I hope things are hopefully, I don't know. It doesn't sound like like 100% everything is okay, but hopefully it sounds like it's not as serious as it was originally diagnosed and whatnot, I hope. Nothing yet. Well, hang out with us, and obviously, you got your pup there too as well, and sometimes, you need a positive distraction, while, you still have that in the back of your mind, whether that be wrestling with Monday Night Raw, a little NHL Stanley Cup Finals, and like I said, you'll have plenty of other time to, go outside if you want, get some fresh air, listen to some music, but at least you can have a couple hours hanging out with us. I think it'll be good for your mental health. I know it is for me because, like I said, a lot of times it's just being able to talk and hang out. It makes a big difference, especially if you're not talking to really a lot of people face to face. For me, it's like I'm hanging out with Paisley and then I'm hanging out with you guys. I don't really see a lot of my friends that live here in Oregon. I'm just too busy grinding it out. So, but I hope everything is okay. And I appreciate you helping out with the Twitter there. And like I said, hopefully we'll end up getting to our goal. We're at $2 holla, 98 to go. I feel like a lot of times, if you seclude yourself and you don't talk to anyone and you're under the covers and the room is dark and you build this little like a man cave or woman cave, for yourself, and you just get into that kind of dark mode, and nothing good comes out of that. You have to get sun, you have to get that sunlight, you have to get the fresh air, and sometimes getting outside for a little walk helps a hell of a lot. Spending time with the pup, listening to some music, and obviously hanging out somewhere that's positive like this can always help. I mean, a lot of us are very routine oriented, and if we stray from our routine, sometimes that makes things, go kind of haywire too. Like you feel off, because you didn't have your coffee or your energy drink, or you didn't, get that time to read or watch your favorite show. You feel off. All the hugs. Odin gives me all the hugs with the hardcore belt. What a save. Wow. Whoa. He's improved. Every game. It's like at some point I thought maybe he was the fourth best, and he's quietly gotten better and better. And Ottinger has a lot of potential and whatnot, but he got outplayed. And wow, nice save. I mean, Anderson and Bobrovsky were fantastic in the East, but it's that wide frame, 6'4", and that athletic legs, and just being able to reach out with the stick just to be able to get just enough of the puck not to go through. All those little subtle things that you have to look for. Hand-eye coordination like a motherfucker too. And obviously a lot of the goals, if they go top shelf, that's where you're going to want to go, because each individual, just like any goalie, is going to be looking at for more low than high. Typically, it's harder to be able to get it up there. But if you notice, it seems like a lot of the top shelf stuff, top left corner, top right corner, that's where you're going to get the goals. If you go low, you're not going to get a whole lot on Sergei or Aiden Hill. You're just not. Oh, that's good to hear. See? I mean, Paisley's like lost without me when she doesn't get the snugs. We were able to kind of spoon and snug, had a little nap together. Ooh, big hit. So it's always nice. It's one of the things that I look forward to every day, honestly, just to be able to spend time with her and snug. And we always try to go I still have the shin splints and my fucking leg still hurts like a motherfucker. I still ice it, but I have to get out there. I have to make sure I get that exercise in. So it's like, I'm not going as far as I was, But Paisley needs that exercise, so I need to do it. I've been icing it, but obviously I need to take a couple days off from walking Paisley, but I can't. So nice hit right there. Pow! Sam Bennett. I see you, Sam. Megan with a tenner. Oh, how nice of you. $10 holla. We have a nice group. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Yeah, I already knew something was already up to, and I figured that, you're probably just, not feeling the greatest because I didn't see anything on the Twitter post that I made earlier from you. So I was like, oh, maybe she's napping or sleeping or not in a good mood or something. So it's all good. And you can stay for as long as you want. If you feel that you just don't want to be here and you just want to hang out with your dog or, watch another show or do something else, you do what's best for you. I'm always going to, I put you in this role because I trusted you and I felt that you had the loyalty to be able to hang tough with me when a lot of people might not be able to. So, we're going to always back each other no matter what. Sometimes things happen. You get sick. Sometimes people get sick. Sometimes you're just not mentally there, and you got to take a break. So you let me know and do whatever you need to do. I'm going to be here regardless for, 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours and such. And, you decide what's best for you at this point. 14 minutes left in the first period, 0-0. Yeah, it is. I had a really nice experience when I ended up going to the grocery store. It's like I've lost my phone one time on my birthday a couple years ago at an arcade at the beach. And luckily, one of the employees from the arcade got it and not some person that stole it. So that normally doesn't happen. I just lost my wallet recently with all my stuff in it. And I even thought that maybe for a second my social was in there, which is something that you're not supposed to have in your wallet because obviously with identity theft and all that. But I was switching wallets over and I couldn't remember if I put it in there or not. But like debit card, credit card, ID, thinking about having to go to the DMV and wait in line and do all this bullshit. And and luckily I got it back and everything was there. I didn't, I had to obviously get new cards, but nothing was taken out of it. And luckily, someone, maintenance person from here, ended up getting it instead of a kid or a shady adult. So, I mean, I don't know what the chances of losing your phone and your wallet once each in your entire life and getting them both back unscathed and everything good to go. Like what, 1 in a billion chances of that happening to most people. But I saw an older lady, kind of a grandma age. And I had, some stuff and there was a long line at Safeway and she had flowers and I had probably about 15 items and whatnot. And I told her that she could cut in front of me, and I was wearing like my Mariner do-rag, you know what I mean? And I don't think she wasn't like, oh, we got a little fight going. And I don't think she was judging me or anything like that. But, obviously people will look at certain people that have tattoos or they have a do-rag or a certain look and they'll have kind of an idea. But I let her, cut in front of me and she was just like so shocked that I would do that for her. And I kind of just told her, sometimes you just got to be able to pass it on. And I wasn't in any hurry and she had flowers. I mean, it's going to take, a minute instead of having her wait behind me. And, as she was leaving, she said something to the cashier and we, kind of waved to each other. She said, oh, next time I see you, I'll let you cut in front. And she actually paid for some of my stuff, so it shows you, a little act of kindness. You never know. And obviously it was probably refreshing for her and it was refreshing for me too. But, like I said, sometimes just doing that one little simple, nice gesture can really make someone's day. And I don't think necessarily she was in a big hurry either, but sometimes just doing something like that can really, make the rest of your week. And I know it definitely made me feel good and I know it made her feel good. And hopefully I run into her into the store again one day. You want some Travis Kelce? Oh, okay, we can do that. I think karma, it really does exist because I think if I was an asshole, I don't think I'd get my phone back or my wallet back. Like if I was a shady person, I don't think, I think a lot of it had to, kind of come from some of those things, That's a good one. I do miss football. I mean, I'm not looking forward to watching my team lose a billion games, I'm not looking forward necessarily to that, but I am excited on the possibility of maybe getting, Caleb or Drake. So I got to take 1 year and understand that we're trying to lose on purpose. And then hopefully we can end up with a franchise quarterback that actually pans out. Because what would be the worst thing ever is that if we ended up getting Caleb with the number 1 pick or Drake May with like the number 2 or number 3, and then they bust. That would be like, oh my God, knife in my heart. I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, oh God, but it happens. But hopefully it doesn't happen to those two. I don't think it will. At the very least, they'll be above average. Maybe not, Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame or anything, but hopefully those two will be good, out of, the rest. So, we need to have newer generations of QBs come in, and you want them to be respectable, right? You don't want them to be garbage. I got one more for you. Oh, yeah. Icy. Appreciate you. Thanks for the dono. And it is 0-0 in the first period with 13 minutes to go. Oh, baby. And that's why Vegas is so good. Florida's hot, but maybe having those 9, 10, 11 days off, maybe that was something. But there you go. This team is so dominant. 1-0 Vegas. Like I said, if Florida were to win the Stanley Cup, it would have to be in 7 games. And, obviously winning this would be ideal for them, having 2 games at home. But I don't know if you're going to be able to beat this team. Because some of these shots that Vegas is putting up, normally Sergey, doesn't have an issue with. And it seems like, he's a little rattled, and I haven't seen him rattled in the playoffs at all, except early on, maybe in Boston, in that series when they got down 3-1, there was a little bit of rattle, but then he turned it around, obviously, in Toronto and Carolina. But again, this is the best team since Boston, maybe better. So, hey, it's expected for them to struggle a little bit. Yeah. All right, baby. I got you. Jonathan Marchessault scoring first again with the goal. Wrister, assisted by Chandler Stevenson. I see you. And Captain Jack Eichel. 1-0 Vegas. How you supposed to beat this team? I'm like, and a loss for words. It's like they got a goalie that's playing just as good, if not better, than Sergei Bobrovsky. Okay. The defense is 6'2 to 6'6. They have many, many offensive weapons. Florida matches up well, but Sergey has to be better than Aiden, in this series for them to even have a chance. And so far he hasn't been. Now we just need Florida's offense to match Vegas's offense. Otherwise, this could get ugly. That's facts. 6 shots on goal for Vegas, 3 for Florida. 9 hits for Florida, 4 for Vegas. So they're staying aggressive there. And even Florida's got 1 more face-off one, 7-6. 2 penalty minutes for Florida, none for Vegas. But besides being, physical and getting the big hits on the glass, you got to get some good shots on goal, and you got to get a power play on Vegas. I feel that's the only way you're going to be able to beat them or take advantage. You have to be able to get it to 5-4, and maybe, hopefully, once or twice in the series, 5-3. You got to get the power play, and you got to score on the power play. Vegas is so talented, so well-rounded. 1-0 Vegas. And a lot of the shots are from pretty far out. They're not like right in front of the net. You know, a lot of these guys are getting these shots, and it's crazy because, you know, when I watched Bobrovsky before, you know, he would be able to have that good hand-eye coordination and get those angles. But I'm not sure if it's just because maybe there's another person, you know, skating in front of them right when they lose that side of vision of the puck for that split second. But a lot of these goals that Sergei's been giving up, it's a little shocking. But also on the flip side, you just have to understand that Vegas is that damn good, and that's, you know, why it's happening. It's not like Vegas is, you know, the underdog in this. All right, 9:45 left in the first period. Very physical. And again, like in the first period and second period in game one, it was dead even. Florida was even more aggressive. But something clicked for Vegas in that third period, and it was over early. And you could feel the momentum. And obviously, Vegas still has the Uncle Mo. I almost kind of feel like when I'm watching Florida at times, they're out of position. And it just feels like sometimes it's like varsity versus JV. Like, you know, and varsity obviously would be Vegas and JV would be Florida. It's like, you know, they can hang with them a little bit, but they definitely seem a little outmatched. But I know they'll play better at home. But a good way for Florida to be able to get back into it is shutting the crowd up. And obviously that means getting goals early and getting them often. But, you know, if they continue to play like this and Vegas's crowd is going to be into it throughout the whole matchup, first, second, and third period, then the chances of you winning is pretty slim. 6 block shots for Florida, 4 for Vegas. Oh. So probably what we're going to end up doing is we'll probably end up doing the Mariner matchup tomorrow, and then maybe NBA Finals game number 3 in Miami on Wednesday, and then we'll do this game 3 in Florida on Thursday. So we'll probably have to do a little rotation just based on what the matchups are. Oh, good save by Sergei. Jameson in the building. What's good, brother? How are you? Vegas 1, Florida 0. 6:55 left in the first period. Vegas is up the series 1-0. And I would assume they're going to go up 2-0 in the series, and Florida will have to win both games at home to, you know, have this series be worth a damn. And they're good enough to do it, but also Vegas is good enough to at least win one, you know, over there. So we'll see how it goes. Nice save. But I thought the only way that Florida would have a chance was Sergei would have to outplay Adin Hill. Period. If he doesn't, there's no chance. And he hasn't been able to do that yet, quite yet. And we'll see how he responds at home. He'll be better, I know for sure. But Aiden Hill, something else. Ooh. And Jonathan Marchessault with the first goal, like the same scenario in game one. He was the one with the first goal for Vegas. Oh, that's good to hear. Do they have to put him on some like different medication, or it's like either like the equipment that he has related to his body and heart, or like medication has to be changed, something like that. But hopefully everything will be good to go. Is your work going to let you stay home again tomorrow, so that way you can watch the dog since your mom's there with them? But hopefully everything ends up being okay. Anything else going on sport-wise today? I mean, there's not as many games. I know they got the NCAA softball and all these other like minor kind of events, but it's kind of a slower day. Obviously, we're not going to have anything on the NBA finals since that was last night. All right, let's take a look at the scores on the MLB side. Phillies 5, Tigers 3, Marlins 9, Royals 4, Pirates down 3-0 to the A's. Get the fuck out of here. Astros 10, Blue Jays 1. Damn. Reds 2, Brewers 0, Rangers 3, Cardinals 1. I'm telling you, after playing the Rangers, they are fucking so good this year. Like, they are the real deal. If you lose every game in that series, pretty much like the Mariners did, it's Rangers are not fun to play. And then we got Cubs and Padres on ESPN Plus coming up, and then the Rays beat the Red Sox 4-1 to improve to 43-19. Holy hell! Well, hopefully Elliott can get a dub with the Padres, but we'll see. Oh, we got a penalty. Marchessault with another penalty drawn. $1 holla. Thank you so much. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $1 holla. Let me know what you want to see for a photo at commercial break, and I got you. Quicksilver in the building. What's good? $13. Let's get to a hundo. Vegas power play, and this is exactly what you don't want, when you're Florida. And they're good enough to be able to win 2 games at home and go from being down 2-0 to 2-2. But that plays so into Vegas's favor. I don't know. The only way that I can see Florida actually winning the Stanley Cup is if they win this game. They have to steal this game, play well at home, and then ride it out in game 5, 6, 7 and just see where it goes. And, it's like I feel this is the must-win game. And I don't know if Florida has that mentality, but they should. You don't want to look ahead too much, but looking ahead, knowing that you have 2 winnable games at home. If you win this and you win 2 games at home, you go up 3-1, you're probably going to win it all. I'm not sure if Vegas would win 3 in a row. They could win maybe 2 in a row, but it would definitely put the pressure on Vegas. And that's the only way that Florida, to me, is going to win, is if they win tonight, win both games at home, and they're able to put the pressure on. And I don't think that's necessarily possible based on what we've seen with 1 full game in game 1 and 1 quarter so far. Vegas definitely feels like they are big brother and Florida's little brother. And at this point, it feels like, Vegas right now, probably like 70% chance to go all the way. And then Florida, maybe 30. It's definitely not 50-50 by any means. All the mods. It's a mod party, man. Appreciate Cyberpunk for helping out with the Twitter, like Sarah. Thank you. 4:54 left in the first period. Well, regardless if people want Vegas or not, or like the Denver Nuggets, I mean, those are the two best teams that are left. Florida and the Miami Heat are the underdogs. And I don't know if Miami is good enough to win it all, but anytime you can win in the other person's building early, it gives you a shot. And Miami also has a shot to do the unthinkable and go up 3-1 in that series if they could just win 2 games at home in Miami. But again, the way that Denver typically plays, it doesn't seem likely, that Vegas is going to lose or Denver's going to lose both games on the road, but you never know. But that's really the only way the Miami Heat or the Florida Panthers are going to be able to win championships. They have to win game 2 on the road, take care of business at home and win both games there, and have both of those teams go up 3-1. If you go up 3-1, it still would probably go 6 or 7 games. Vegas ain't going to roll over and die. Neither is Denver. But that's the only scenario in my mind, and we got a 4-on-4 here momentarily, that they can win. Just looking at the scenarios. Because if it ends up going 7 games, do we really think the Heat are going to beat Denver in Denver game 7? Hell no. And do we really think Florida is going to beat Vegas in Vegas game 7? Hell no. That ain't happening. So they have to get it done early, and you have to be able to win in 6, and you want to win on your home ice or win on your home court. That's the only way I could see it happening. And I think Florida probably, I don't know if I want to say they still have a better chance than Miami, because Miami won game 2. Florida has not won game 2 just yet, and they may not even win game 2. So Florida power play, and they need to get some good shots on goal. They had 3. That's not good enough for the first fucking period. You got 16 hits. You're down in faceoffs by 2, 9-7. You have to be able to get some shots on goal. A lot of times Aiden Hill's just fucking sitting there. And it's because those defensemen are 6'2" to 6'6". They can't get through. Very well-balanced team in Vegas. Kind of scary to think, like, if they win the Stanley Cup this year, it's not going to be their last. Oh. Just past the crossbar. That was a good opportunity for Florida. The best opportunity I've seen. They had 2 really good shots on goal. One that missed and one that was really close. Oh, another one. I mean, now it feels like, okay, you got to just stay aggressive, keeping the shots. Oh, good defense there. Good defense by Vegas to hold and keep the rally going. Wow. I mean, especially when, you can feel that momentum where they have 5 shots on goal and 4 out of 5 are really good. You really got to have your head on a swivel, and the defense has got to be able to help at some point. Go, good save. Oh, Verhaeghe had no chance there. All right, Aiden. Motherfucker, I see you. Nice job. He says, I want that fucking Stanley, he says. Okay. I see you. 2:10 left. Power play tonight, 0 for 1, 5 shots. Come on, Florida. I just want it to be competitive. You know what I mean? I can feel the momentum in the air. You know what I mean? But I don't want it to, get out of hand like it did in the third period. Oh! Top shelf again. I'm telling you, these guys are too fucking good. Alec Martinez, 2-0. Golden Knights. I mean, they're making Sergei, who is up to this point was looking so good, like the best goalie left. But now you're playing a team like Boston that has so many options that you can only hang on for so long, and you're making Sergei Bobrovsky look like fucking Jake Ottinger or worse. Look at that top shelf. Didn't even see it. Nice job. My gosh. And again, this one might be already over. You already know that the momentum will bounce back, but when a team has a number 1 seed and you can feel it, sometimes there's nothing you can do but just sit back and watch it happen. Alec Martinez, assisted by Ivan Barbashev. 2-0 Vegas. I mean, definitely Vegas is giving you vibes of Colorado like last year, and it's like Florida's like Tampa, where they're good enough to win a couple games, but maybe only one or two. You're definitely seeming a little outmatched. And like I said, if Sergey does his job, then the offense has to match the offense of Vegas, which is already going to be hard to do. But if Sergey can't do his job, and then the offense isn't doing their job either, we know the production will be better at home. And we've seen plenty of teams get down 2-0, win 2 games at home, and go 2-2. But just the feeling and the vibe, I don't think Florida is going to be able to – I don't know if they're going to be able to win this. Not necessarily this game, but like the series itself. I mean, again, if we see 2 really good games at home and they win like 5-2, 4-1, that could probably change the narrative. But so far, Vegas is on a whole nother level. I mean, it's just wild. Just wild to see. 9 shots on goal. No problem. End of the first period, 2-0 Vegas. All right, Alec. And they have it's like they have the total package. They got more offensive weapons. Defensive guys are bigger. 6'4" fucking goalie. Everything, all the momentum. Number 1 seed. Everything at home. Fans going crazy. They're not quiet. Because obviously Florida, the only way that they can make them quiet is if they score goals early and often. They can't even do that. So everything playing into the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, and it seems like this is almost inevitable. I know Florida can win 2 games, but even if it does go 2-2, what is really the chances of them winning it from there on out and winning 2 out of 3 against Vegas? I don't know if that's very likely, unless Vegas has a bunch of injuries, and I doubt that's going to happen. So it's crazy when you end up seeing a matchup where someone looks so good, but then they just go against like the best team, and you're like, fuck. And then you all of a sudden go from looking like one of the best in the world to average or below average or shitty. Pretty incredible. All right, so we have intermission now. It's 2-0 Vegas. Let me know what you guys want to do for photos, and I'll take care of you guys from the people that donated or people that, if you want to see something just to kind of pass the time, let me know. It could be hockey player, past or present, or something that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be hockey necessarily related. I'm here to cater to you guys. So if there's anything that you want to see, you let me know. Coffee in the morning, 5-hour energy after. Your stomach will thank you. All right, I'll get you guys some photos. 5-hour energy. Father's Day is almost here, and Dick's Sporting Goods has gifts for every dad. Like golf clubs from TaylorMade. Oh, Kay Adams. She wants me to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. Guess what? Not happening. Nice try, Kay. Plus, the hottest footwear from Nike on Hoka and New Balance. Get it fast with 1-hour pickup and with our best price guarantee. If you find a lower price, we'll match it. This Father's Day, find the perfect gift for every dad at Dick's and Dick's.com.
and this is my business, Hacienda. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And with no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to my business needs. What's in your wallet?
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you save, we tried electric unicycles.
And then I can go flip over to, maybe on MLB Network? It says ESPN Plus. I don't have ESPN Plus, I don't think, but I definitely want to watch the Cubs and Padres if I can. Can I watch it? Oh, we got Mariners, Rangers replay. No thanks. We just got ripped up. FS1 has got Royals and Marlins wrapping up. And what about MLB Network? Oh, here we go. Oh, the Cardinals and the Rangers are on. All right, Sarah, I'm watching your team play here. I got Rangers who just beat the fuck out of Seattle, and they're not necessarily beating the fuck out of the Cardinals. You got 2 outs, runners at, they're up. Shit, I thought you were up. So it's 3-1. They got runners at first and second with 2 outs, and they're up by 2 in the bottom of the third. All right, brother. Take it easy.
There at first, Young at second base for Durant.
Big swing and a miss.
Wright is going to deal with a lot of Rangers base runners so far. About 2-minute scoring position in the first inning. They allowed the 3 runs last inning. He was trying to strand 2 more in this third. He's creeping up on 70 pitches already, though. 2-2 to Durant.
Would like to say that I'm surprised by how good Vegas is doing, but I'm not. It seems like they just got a little bit too much depth. Popped up. All right, Cardinals get that. Bang. Okay, there we go.
Too expensive, so I brought it here.
You know, with Priceline, you can actually take that trip for less than $.
I made a horrible mistake.
Anything you want to see, Jameson? Any of y'all? Like I said, anytime we have some downtime, like I said, I'm just going to watch a little bit of this baseball on MLB Network while we're waiting. I mean, pretty much we already know what they're going to be talking about, how big and physical, and Aiden Hill is outplaying Bobrovsky, and it's all Vegas all day, all night. Let's take a quick look at the stats before I get into more photos. So after the first period, Vegas, 11 shots on goal to Florida's 10, but they have 2 goals to Florida's 0. Florida is still staying physical, 19 hits to 8 hits to Vegas, but it's not leading to anything. And faceoffs 1, Vegas 10, Florida 8. Penalty minutes, Florida 4, Vegas 2. And again, if you can't get production out of Tkachuk and Carter Verhaeghe, you're screwed. It's like you have no chance. It's like you can't rely on all the others like Bennett or Duclair or Stahl to bail you out. And then, of course, if the goalie can't play like he did in the previous series, then obviously, this one is going to be over sooner than we think. I was hoping we could go 6 or 7, but there is a possibility that this could be over in 5. And then Alec Martinez, assisted by Ivan Barbashev and Jonathan Marchessault for that second goal. And then for the first goal, just like he did in game one, scoring first, Jonathan Marchessault, power play goal assisted by Chandler Stevenson and captain Jack Eichel. And that was the first goal at 7:05. Scary, like how good they are. And then on top of that, it's like, it's not like Jack has scored or William Karlsson. So it's like, it's like they just have way too many pieces. It's just, I just don't see any scenario now where I think that Florida, I mean, again, if they end up winning 2 games at home and they tie it 2-2, then that's interesting. It'll give us a different narrative at that time. But hell, I don't even know if that's going to be possible. We'll see. Eddie Rosario.
Everybody unawares, he got 2 bases out of it. And then he stole third base.
I got a nice crispy one.
Stunned everybody.
And then who got benched where they thought they hit the home run and they didn't hustle? Was that Ozuna? And he like hit it and he just stood there. And then obviously, and it could have ended up being like a triple. And then he just stood there in the box with the bat in his hand. And then it went off the wall, almost homered, but it didn't. And then he only got a single out of it. And then he got benched afterwards. I saw that this morning, either this morning or yesterday. We got the Braves logo for you. I got you, bro. Oh, there we go.
I couldn't help but smile back. So pretty great reaction from Travis Jankowski. He did tell me too that he had one more. It was in 2021 when he was with the Phillies playing in San Diego, and he almost got it. He said that would have been the greatest catch of his career. He felt like he's been carrying that around.
All right, another crispy one.
Kind of atones for that, but he said it probably is up there as his best catch.
First of all, how do you not smile? The first one, the second one was a great catch. The first one,
it's crazy how, you could be so good last year and then just so shitty this year. Mariners, Blue Jays, Cardinals. Why? Why does it have to be us? But I get it. Can't be good every year. Sometimes those new teams come through. Yeah, second or third. I mean, he might have been able to get to third off that. Well, probably not, but second, depending on the throw to second, if it was wild, then maybe he could have gone to third. But yeah. Nice hit by the Cardinals there. Baker with a single. And we'll have a few minutes while I'll watch this on MLB Network, and then tomorrow, let's see here. We don't have any NBA Finals or Stanley Cup, so we'll be doing. Dodgers play the Reds at 4:10, so I probably won't be able to do that one. So we'll probably do the Mariners and Padres at 6:40. So that'll be the one that we do tomorrow. I'm actually looking forward to that matchup. And then we got Logan Gilbert versus Joe Musgrove, so should be pretty competitive and even. And Padres haven't been that good either. They're 27-32. We're 29-30. It's like I feel like a lot of teams need new hitting coaches, like Mariners, Padres, Cardinals, Blue Jays. I mean, all the teams that were really fucking good last year that aren't good right now. It's like a big part of it is hitting too. So, strike 3 called. DeJong. So that's what we'll do tomorrow, Mariners and Padres. And then on Wednesday, Mariners play at 110, so obviously that's not going to be doable. Dodgers are at 410. And at that point, we'll probably end up doing either a baseball matchup, like a Cardinals-Rangers or Cubs-Angels type thing, but more than likely we'll just do the NBA Finals Game 3. I mean, that's going to be more of a draw. And it'll be in Miami as well. So we'll do that. Game 3, Denver and Miami on Wednesday. And then I'm just taking a kind of a peek ahead. And then Thursday, we'll be back here for Stanley Cup Game 3. And then we'll see you at Friday. Probably be a Mariner game on Friday. Let's take a look. Ooh, Dodgers Phillies on Friday at 4. And it's on Apple TV though, you motherfucker. It's a Mariners and Angels at like a perfect time for me at 6:40, but it's Apple TV though. I don't got no Apple TV, so we'll see. So we'll figure it out. Any other photos or anything else that you guys want to see, you let me know. Like I said, while we're waiting, let me flip it back. I imagine we're getting pretty close to the second period starting. Oh, nice. Heck yeah. Are you guys starting to turn it around a little bit? Or are you guys out of your slump now? Let me take a look at what you guys are looking at. I mean, you're still first place in the standings in your division. So, but Marlins are creeping, though. 3.5 behind you, but you still have a very firm control of the division. But you know what's a real crazy thing about Atlanta, right? That you're only like 500 at home. You're better on the road than you are at home. You know, you're 15-14 at home, which is wild, and you're 20-10 on the road. That's unbelievable. You're the only team in the division that has a plus differential. You have plus 63. Everyone else is negative. So that's a good sign. You actually have the highest differential in the National League at plus 63. Second is the Dodgers at plus 55. But the crazy thing is the Texas Rangers plus 152, 38-20, and Tampa Bay Rays is plus 125. So those are the two best teams right now. If you're really looking at how they've been playing, the Rangers and Rays are fucking everybody up. And that's why. The Rangers are 19-8 at home, 19-12 on the road. Unbelievable. And then the Rays are an incredible 26-6 at home and 17-13 away. And that's how you end up having the top two in differential in baseball. And that typically means you have the two best records in baseball. And let's take a quick peek to see if that is true. 43-19, number one. Yep. And number two, Rangers, 38-20. And they are number two in entire baseball. So, I mean, Orioles are 37-22. Atlanta's 35-24. Diamondbacks and Dodgers are 35-25. That's crazy. You never know what to expect. But you guys let me know anything else that you guys want to see. We're going to be getting back to action here in just a second. But anything that anybody wants to see, you let me know. I got you.
Shining brightly, dancing freely, or laughing loudly. Outshine, let the joy shine through.
No, no, no. No, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Okay, have it your way. You rule. Now they have like full songs now. It just drives me nuts. Like just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, now they got like a 5-minute version where they have like 10 different people singing. And then they've cut that one down to like a 5-minute version and like a 30-second version. It's just terrible. All right, it looks like we're back to action. Thank God. And Rangers 12, Mariners 3. That was fun. And then obviously I was thinking about trying to do some, Yankees Dodgers, and it was 0-0 almost the whole game. And then Yankees won 4-1. No surprise there. You know it, man. It's a hit. Darren Pang. All right, let's go into game 2, baby. Yeah, absolutely. It's about time you asked for Charles. All right. It's like we can give all the regulars, but we got to give the love to, it's like if you're going to be a Seahawk fan, you got to be able to give that representation to some of the guys that are on the team, especially newer guys. So that way people know who Charles Cross is. That way people know who Tariq Woolen is. Not everyone knows. I mean, obviously the GOATs know. All right, we're in the second period. Let's see if Florida can do anything in this period. Because obviously once it goes up 3-0, then you already know what it is. Oh, no problem. I figured that he saw that, or you pointed to the screen and he saw that. He'd be like, oh my God, how the hell does he got Bluey on there? I got you. O-Dog loves the kids. And the dogs and the cats. More of a dog person, though. But I love the pets. Florida's got to stay aggressive. They can't get pushed around. I mean, they got to get some big checks. They got to get into the power play, and they got to be able to, get a little rally going like we saw towards the end of the period in number 1, where they had like 5 shots on goal, kind of put the pressure on Aiden Hill, even though they weren't able to get anything. They need more of that. That's the only way you're going to be able to chip away against this Vegas Golden Knights superior team. Oh, yeah. Who's that handsome fella? I got you. We'll get a couple more once we get to commercial break. Yeah, I mean, obviously it looks really bad right now for like the Blue Jays, the Cardinals, and the Mariners. It's like all of us are pacing for like fucking 80 wins, and you got to typically have 90 or more if you want to get in with the wild card normally. And, you could end up playing, a couple of shitty teams in a row and get like on a 8-game streak. And there it is, 3-0 Vegas. The only way that Florida was going to be able to keep up if Sergey outplayed Aiden Hill, and it's just not happening. Nicholas Roy with a wrister, assisted by William Carrier. Again, this one is already over again. That's why Florida can still win both their games at home, but even if they do, I don't know. Then 2 out of 3 are going to be in Vegas, and I don't know if I don't think you're going to be able to beat Vegas in their building. I really don't. They're just too strong. Unbelievable. Nicholas Roy goal, wrist shot, assisted by William Carrier and Zach Whitecloud. 3-0 Vegas. Wow. Nicholas, wow. Wow. Nicholas, wow. 3, 0. Vegas. I mean, could you just imagine if the Kraken ended up getting past the Stars? It would have been very ugly for us too. I mean, this is a team of destiny, apparently. And probably not the first and last Stanley that they're going to get. I mean, like I said, if they're having this much success early on. Oh, what a hit. Wow. Pow. Someone call 911. Oh, my God. Is the guy alive? Holy shit. What a big check. That was a huge hit. Well, it looks like Vegas, was like Boston. They were pretty much fucking up everybody. One was in the West and one was in the East, and some people thought that they would match up. That kind of makes me wonder, too, if Boston would have made it and they were playing like they did in the regular season, and it was Boston and Vegas, who would be favored then? Would Vegas be the underdog? Because Boston was like, most points, best record. You know what I mean? If they were playing up to that potential and they didn't get beat and upset by Florida, then they were able to go all the way to here, this point. Would Vegas be the underdog? And if they were the underdog, how much of an underdog would they be? Not by much. Or would they be the favored team? Probably just based off the history and the record that Vegas at that point would be the underdog. But wow, just crazy how good they are. It's like Vegas has got this 3 goals in a period, or 3 goals early on, 2 in the first and 1 in the second real early. It's like obviously if it was in Florida, like the crowd is dead quiet the rest of the matchup, and there's like no way that you can even think you can chip away and come back. And there's teams that have come back from 2-0, 3-0, but you have to believe and you have to have better goalie play and chip away. And whoa! Oh, into the net. Wow. Was that Barbashev? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But they're clearly not playing like an underdog. And honestly, the way that Vegas is playing, they might, even if Boston was here, they might just go all the way. But like I said, if we are Kraken fans and we're looking at this team and how they're built, with their goalies, with the coaching staff, with their players, the type of players they have, the height and the length. It's something to obviously pay attention to. And if we can, mirror that type of style, maybe we'll have our, little Stanley Cup run in the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully. Yeah, last 6 goals scored. And again, Sergei, is one of the better goalies, in the playoffs overall. And this is like, he hasn't really played like this since the Boston series where he got fucked up a little bit when in the first 4 games when they were up 3-1, and then Florida came back and ended up beating them at that point. But Sergei's looking like fucking Jake Ottinger out there. It's like he's got a lot of upside and potential too, but when you're playing this Vegas team, or like if you're playing Colorado last year, they make people look average or shitty that are actually good or, great goalies. It's just, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, I think pitching is your problem. Hitting is my problem. Like the pitching is, there sometimes, and when we're playing some of these elite teams, it just, and like I said, having nobody over 300, it's like if we had 2 or 3 guys batting over 300, that would definitely equate to more wins. But, when you have your top 7 that you really like in the lineup, but nobody is playing good baseball, really, it's tough. Everyone's batting like 200 to 250. It's just unacceptable. Sergei's like, God, get me back to Florida. This sucks. And Florida's going to need their crowd to be extra lit, obviously to even have any shot, because if they split at home, we already know it's over. If they go up 3-1 and they split in Florida, where Florida wins game 3 and then Vegas wins game 4, the fucking shit is over. They're at that point, it'll probably be over in 5 games. I would like to be able to give Florida a little bit more credit, but their offense looks very stagnant. They're out of position, and they're making Sergei look like he's fucking like one of the shittiest goalies in fucking hockey, which is not easy to do. No, they are dominating. But I want to be able to see, oh, that stick is broken. I want to be able to see it like competitive. I don't want to see it where it's just blowout. No one wants to see a blowout in NHL or NBA Finals or NHL Stanley Cup. Oh, wow. These guys are playing like Colorado last year. This is super impressive. Wow. It's like destiny. Is that Devontae Adams? Was that Devontae Adams in the crowd? 4-0 Vegas. Well, it looks like they're going to get their first Stanley Cup. Knocked over someone, got a stick. He's like, fuck it, let me get over here. Look at that pass. Unbelievable. Brett Howden with a backhand assist from Mark Stone. These guys are such good passers. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's yours. Sergei's going to the bench. Just like they did to Jake Ottinger, Vegas. Sergei's like, I can't believe I'm getting fucked up like this. Brett Howden with a goal, backhand assisted by Mark Stone and Chandler Stevenson. 4-0 Golden Knights. They're kind of good. That was really impressive too. It's like you can really tell the skill set from some of these guys where it's like the goalie is anticipating when you're going to shoot, and it's just that one little extra motion, waiting that extra split second just to get that little opening. And you can definitely tell with the hockey players that have that best patience, and unbelievable. 4-0 Vegas. All right, let's get some Charles Cross up here for Megan, and then hopefully we'll get some goats to come through and we can kind of pick up the pace.
Since 1960, Elmer's has been a family favorite, and now with restaurants throughout the West, it continues to get rave reviews. Elmer's, Northwest ingredients, locally owned.
It's the 25th anniversary sale going on now at Gage Auto Sales. Over $5 billion worth of cars for immediate delivery. Have a problem? Not a day. We've got on-the-spot financing. Have a trade-in? We'll offer you top dollar and get you back on the road with zero hassles. We've been the Northwest's favorite used car retailer. Come discover why. The 25th anniversary sale happening now at your Real Deal car dealer. Gage Auto Sales on McLaughlin in Milwaukee.
Fresh strawberries are now in season at your locally owned Elmer's restaurant. Dad, take a look at this. It's like we're really there.
We are really there, kids. Let's enjoy the real thing.
Elmer's, Northwest ingredients, locally owned.
Welcome back to the NHL on TNT. Lots of the Golden Knights fans to cheer about, including.
So Devontae, it is. I thought that was him. I was like, that's Devontae Adams. Your boy's got good eyes. And I wish I could be like, well, I know Florida is good enough to be able to, get a couple goals and chip away and stop the bleeding. But when Vegas is on, it's like there's nothing you can do unless you can get onto some power plays and you can get it to 5-4 or possibly 5-3. Oh, let's fight. Oh, they're fighting. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we definitely are. They're already frustrated right now. Before the game started, we're not even in the third period yet. 4-0 Vegas. And honestly, the way that Vegas has been playing, I don't even know if Florida can score more than one. Like, they might be able to get like one goal. Will they even get to 2 or 3 by the time the game is over? I don't know. It feels like they're going to max out at maybe 2 if they're lucky. 1, maybe. I don't think they're necessarily going to get shut out, but would it surprise anyone if they did? Golly. I need to go get my fucking Snapple. Your boy's got the Snapple. It's frozen. I need that. Sergey's like, why?
On the inside of the knee, it's been that kind of a night for the Panthers. When this goes the other way, Chauncey, that thing goes right around. It does. We've all been there. Yeah. I see that on the craps table every once in a while, too.
4 skaters aside. Got a 4-0 game. Barbashev and White in the box. Pressure on White Cloud from Bennett. Now White Cloud moves it up the boards. Here's Waugh. Waugh joined by White Cloud. White Cloud goes to the board by Bennett. Now comes back out to DC. Big defense by Montour. 11.5 remaining, second period.
4-on-4. I mean, that's the only way I could see Florida taking advantage. If it gets to like 4-on-4 or 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, you also have to be able to get some good opportunities there. But Vegas's players are so big and wiry. It's like you can't really get past them that easily. I mean, nothing has really shown me that they've had a couple decent shots that were kind of close, but they're having a hard time just getting it into their zone, and where they had that one little flurry where they had like 4 or 5 shots, and that was it. And that, I mean, we haven't really been able to see them get into any kind of rhythm. There is no momentum. It's like they're playing on their heels. Sergey got benched. It's just they got too many qualified guys. Nice save.
Another strong play. Over an hour on the board. Tonight, an area that Vegas has been dominating. There's a spin move. He's able to protect the puck, get away from Montour. There's more separation and find the guy to the scoring attempt in front. And then Stone right after that with some traffic. Ryan does well to stop the ball.
And Lundell to the right of Lyon. Vegas with goals in the first period from Marchessault and Martinez, Waugh and Howard. Here in the second. Martinez back in his own zone for Vegas. There's Eichel across the line. Martinez.
Oh.
Just as Barbashev and White return from the box. Petrangelo heads in. Power play for the Florida Panthers when we return.
Yeah, we love our house, but the cost of home ownership has been a struggle. Utility prices.
4-0 Vegas, my God.
Sweetie, you practice that somewhere else.
They're like, we're good.
Anyway, like I was saying, it's getting harder.
It's like the number of photos of all the guys that I got too. It's like Eichel, Marchessault, Carlson, Pietrangelo, Barbashev, Kolasar, Carrier, Theodore, Whitecloud, Stone, Smith, Hill. Just never ends. Martinez, Wah, Howden.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's
All right, no problem. Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day.
that demands every BMW feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Take advantage of financing as low as 2.99% and a $2,000 credit.
Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Cashback is good, but double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year, which is cashback at its best.
Rangers 3, Cardinals 1, bottom of the 6th. Cubs, Padres, top of the 2nd. It's crazy, you know, and like I said, that momentum, having that many days off, even if they would have started this series a little bit sooner, I still think you were going to get the same result, that you weren't going to beat Vegas in their building. Just wasn't going to happen. I mean, it's one thing to beat Toronto. It's another thing to beat, Carolina. But this is the best team that you've played since Boston, and you already know how that went. Even though you came back and won that, but it wasn't easy. It's crazy to think that you could get down 3-1 and then win 3 in a row, but teams do it. 9:37 left. Let's get Florida with at least like some pity goals. Let's get them with at least like 1 or 2. But at the way that this game is going, it'll probably slow down a little bit, you would think, in the third period. But I don't know. We'll see if they keep putting the gas on the pedal. But if they're already at 4, they're pacing for 7. I mean, are we going to get a 7-1, 7-2 kind of game, 6-2 kind of game? Looks like it. Or it could be a shutout. But I would assume that Florida's too good to get shut out completely. They're good enough to at least get a goal or 2, you would think, but maybe not. We'll see. I mean, obviously they pulled the goalie and whatnot. Let me go back here and see what we got going here. I imagine they'll have Aiden Hill out there the whole game. Good save. Oh. Yeah, but Florida just looks defeated. Just like they, when they played Toronto and Carolina and they just look defeated, Florida looks defeated. And of course, anyone would be defeated. Even if you were down 2-0 at this point, you don't feel good, You already know you're already down 1 game, and yeah, you're good enough to win 2 games at home and tie it 2-2, but based off game 1 and game 2, do we even really think that can happen? Do we even think Florida is good enough to win their games at home? I mean, obviously a different environment. People cheering for you instead of booing you, but it's one thing to lose like 3-2, 2-1 where you were close, but you're getting fucking blown out in both games, so that's a little concerning. Wayno? Yeah. Well, he wasn't even healthy at the beginning of the season, so need to get better pitching. All right, 8:18 left in the second period. All right, let's look at the stat line. Let's take a little peek. What do we got on the stat line here? All right, shots on goal, Florida 20, Vegas 15. Hits, Florida staying aggressive, 24 to Vegas's 12. Face-offs won, Vegas 17, Florida 14. And they both have 6 minutes in the penalty box each. But the difference is we're looking at a 4-0 score. Jonathan Marchessault, Alec Martinez, Nicolas Waugh, Brett Howden. I mean, it just never ends. Yeah, so we'll do Mariners, Padres tomorrow in the evening, and then we'll do the NBA Finals Game 3 in Miami on Wednesday, and then we'll do Stanley Cup Game 3 in Florida on Thursday, and then we'll see what's going on Friday. But that'll be the schedule. So a little bit of everything, kind of mix it up. We got a roughing penalty. Florida power play. Carrier's like, fuck it.
Down the hill angle type of plays, and then this one here they've been working around. So they've got Vegas on the run a little bit here with the power play.
Hi, Paisley. Come on, Florida. Play with a little heart, man. Like, imagine if Vegas went into Florida and then it was over. Like, they just swept them. I mean, the way they've been playing so far in these first two games, that would not, like, really surprise me. Like, I would hope that Florida would play with some pride and heart. But, again, if Vegas can play even half of what they're playing here at home on the road, they could probably win at least one, but who knows? I mean, I want the series to go longer. I want it to go 6 or 7, but we might not get that. We might have both series in the NBA Finals end in 5. And we might have the NHL Stanley Cup end in 5, which is unfortunate. But when one team is that dominant, that's what we might get. Nice save. Wow. Nice save by Aiden Hill.
Stop all 21 tonight. They got to that glove and half full attack. Johnson probably should streak somewhere else. Top one force game, top one run time. Maybe a couple of runs for maybe to just get away with put a different look. The gloves are working. Over on the ice setting. That's it. That's right. Off the stick. 1-12 to the right. Dupree takes it away. Back down force right. Half minute to go on the advantage. Third by Verhaeghe. Blocked. They're going to puck out of play.
Out of play.
Defensive plays. He's really turned into an outstanding player, homegrown talent for the Vegas Golden Knights. He and Zach Whitecloud are making their presence felt in this series. There's Markov there, Chauncey, and again, you got Kachuk there. There's that pass we made mention of a little bit earlier. All he's got to do is just shoot the puck one time there. Maybe they're going to front him. Maybe they'll just respect that area a little bit more, and then those plays.
All right, 5:51. I mean, you already know that it's already over, but for Florida's sake, if you can get one, before the second period ends, obviously if you're in a more of a rhythm, you would probably say 2, but that doesn't even seem possible. So just to stop the bleeding a little bit so you don't get shut out. Hopefully they can get to at least 1. maybe get at least one in the third period, and then we might end the game with like a 5-2 or 6-2 score. We'll see. Or it could get really ugly, and it could be like 7-0. We haven't really seen a whole lot of fight out of Florida. Got to give credit to Vegas. It's like Cinderella stories are so good, but it shows you why it's so difficult to be able to capitalize and go all the way, get really, really far, even the championship game. But it just seems like anytime you have that Cinderella story, that last team that you have to go against is just too much for like most. That's why we usually have 10 Cinderella stories, and you might get one champion that actually follows through and completes the journey. And it don't look like Florida's going to complete the journey. And I can't say about the Miami Heat. It's 1-1, but I doubt that they will do it either. Score, a lot to a little, 4-0 Vegas. And then after the matchup is over, we'll go into maybe some food for the last like 20 minutes or whatever, 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. And hopefully we'll get some people to come through as the game gets closer to the ending. Show some love.
Go Rewards credit card from Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Unique style.
And anyone that wants to see anything in between the commercials, feel free to let me know. We'll see how much time we have left. I'm always willing. Too much depth. I mean, I think I got twice as many guys that are impacting the matchup than on the Florida side. So I don't even know how many I got. 15 different individuals. 10 to 15. Super deep.
So much in life is a compromise, but with number one customer satisfaction, DirecTV never is. Now, get out of here. Guarantee your low price for 2 years. Call 1-800-DirecTV to get a $200 reward card. You are watching the Stanley Cup Final on TNT, presented by Geico. Time for our SAP Coaching Insights app. Now, Geico, moving up on this list. His first postseason, 21 points.
Wow, look at those names. Recchi from 91. I remember him. Wow, holy shit. Oh, Paisley's barking. Gotta see what she's barking at. Hey. All right, 3:19 left in the second period. I think the most shocking thing that we could probably see is if Florida, goes back to game 3 and game 4 and they do exactly what Vegas is doing to them. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a 5-2 Panthers win or a 4-0 Panthers win at home, but you never know. Much easier to win at home than it is on the road, but both of these teams are very qualified to win on the road. Come on, Florida, show some heart. Is it better that they play with heart, here in the second period and the third period, even if they lose, that'll give them some momentum going into obviously game 3. Like, yeah, we played like shit, but at least we finished strong, unless you just want to, roll over and die and just give up. I mean, I know they're trying out there, but. Oh, good defense. Wow. That could have been the goal there. Good defense by Vegas and Aiden Hill. Oh, shit. Someone call 911. Wow, what a hit. Now they're fighting. Oh, shit. Pop the shit out of him. Whoa. Captain Jack Eichel going straight to the locker room. Holy shit. They're fighting like motherfuckers now. That was a big hit. That was a huge hit. Hopefully Captain Jack Eichel's okay. I mean, again, you already knew that this was going to happen at some point, especially when you end up being the team that is down, right? When a team is down and they get frustrated, then they do cheap shit like that. Wow, holy shit. If you're not watching the game, I would turn it on. They're going to show this replay of this hit. This was one of the hardest hits I've seen. Look at that guy. Eyes super big, concerned about Eichel's health. And again, Tkachuk was cheap with a punch to the face where one of the teammates was holding the arms down and he got a cheap one in game 1. And was he the one that put the big hit on Captain Jack? I need to see a replay. It looks like it. That's what they're acting like it is. Let me see. Here's Captain Jack. He's going up right here. Like a boom! Damn! Oh. I mean, he already knew it right away, too. He's like, fuck, I got to go to the locker room. He's like, he was shaking up. Look at this. Boom! I mean, he kind of ran into Tkachuk there, but boom! Wow, what a hit. He sees him. He sees him right there, and then he tries to hide his head. Otherwise, it would have been right into the neck-face area. Saw him at the very last second, but it was too late. He couldn't stop. Oh! Damn. What a hit. Look at Captain Jack right here. I don't know if he'll be able to play next game. Look at him. He sees him. He's like, oh, fuck. He's like, let me tuck my head. And he's like, ah, bah, bah, bah. He didn't really get him in the head or the neck. I mean, we would have got him right in the face. Then he could have knocked him out. But, wow. Yeah, it wasn't as malicious. Everyone's going in. Penalty minutes. Couple twos and 10s. Oh, Captain Jack got fucking brutalized by Kachuk. Wasn't necessarily a dirty hit. I mean, he was skating really fast towards him, and then he saw him like with a half second to go, and he kind of turned his neck and head away, and then he got blasted more in the shoulder, but he kind of got like decleated like they get in football, where his legs went underneath him with skates there, and he got blasted fucking hard. Here's a replay again on TNT if you didn't get a chance to see it. Bow! Wow. He's hurting too. He's like straight back to the locker room. Now the fans are pissed. You got fucking hit hard. And again, like I said, I don't mind Kachuk, but again, he is, normally I gotta, keep it real, even if it's someone that I like, if they're doing something fucked up. But he had a dirty hit, obviously punch to the face, in game one. That was dirty. And then obviously a questionable, I mean, it wasn't malicious. He didn't go for like the neck or the jaw, but obviously Jack saw him last minute and kind of turned his head at the last minute. Otherwise, he would have probably been knocked out or he would have been laying there for a little bit. All right, less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. 4-0 Vegas. I mean, I've seen some pretty big hits in the playoffs, but that was definitely one of the bigger ones. Sometimes like in the corner of your eye, you can catch one. That's like away from the puck, but
Stages out period two. Overnights with 2 goals in the first, 2 here in the second, leading the Panthers.
All right, minute 28 left.
Things happen so quick, Jonesy. I used the analogy a little bit earlier. All of a sudden, you get the puck, you start winding up, and then all of a sudden, you just see this. You see somebody with a white sweater on, right?
Let's take a look at some stats.
So far in this series, that the white sweater's been there, right? Who's been carrying the puck up the ice. But you put your head up and you see it, and sometimes the speed wobble.
All right, shots on goal. Florida 22, Vegas with 18. Florida still is continuing to stay aggressive. Big hits 27 to Vegas is 13. And faceoffs won. Florida's even got 2 more faceoffs won, 21 to 19, and penalty minutes are just racking up. We're at 22 penalty minutes already for Vegas, 20 for Florida. That is not common. But 4-0 Vegas, I mean, what can you say? It's almost a team of destiny, it feels like. But we got to be able to get those next 2 games in Florida. And if they can win their 2 games, then we have a series. But I don't know. I'm not sure if they can. They might be able to win 1 at home, but can they win both? I don't know. So Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, and Friday, if necessary. All right, 40 seconds left before we get into intermission. And a lot of their shots haven't even been fucking close for Florida. They're out there playing angry, but good save. Oh, they say, I want to punch you. I'm going to punch you again. Yeah, me too. You got popped like a motherfucker. But like I said, it could have been much worse. but they said he had like surgery on his neck. A little whiplash. But at least he saw him last minute instead of getting like blindsided. If he got blindsided, then he'd probably be out for the next game or longer. But hopefully he's okay. I mean, they can win the Stanley Cup without him. I mean, Vegas is so deep. Obviously, that's one of the key guys, but it's not like Captain Jack is scoring 2 goals every game for the team. You know, it's not like that. I mean, he's really getting more involved with the assists rather than the scoring, at least as of late. All right, end of the second period. Vegas 4, Florida fucking 0.
We're a top secret organization dedicated to preventing mass extinction events. Oh, we can make time go backwards.
$13. Let's get to a hundo.
What's one word that you think of when you think of Stanley Cup? Intensity. No. Legacy. No.
Let me see what's on MLB Network here. Commercial.
Focus on our safety, so we can focus on this little guy.
And let me know anything that you guys want to see in between this intermission. I'll probably step outside for a second and then give Paisley some snacks and whatnot. And then I'll be back before the beginning of the third period. But if there's anything at the moment anyone wants to see, past or present player or anything that they're looking at, let me know. And what are we at? We're at 13. So we got, 87 to go to hit the goal. So hopefully we'll get some goats to come through to show some love. Hi, Paisley.
Is brought to you by Baylor Scott and White Health, changing healthcare for the better, and by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. On to the 7th inning. Cardinals go further in the open. Cooper Hagan.
Ferguson's had a decent season out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. 26 and 2/3 innings, 4.39 ERA, 2.52 batting average against.
Really only has one pitch. It's the ground ball. And it gets Young to get right to it. It is over. Well, nice to meet you, Drew. 3-1.
Majority of my patients with sensitivity, I see irritated gums and weak enamel. Sensodyne sensitivity gum and enamel relieves sensitivity, helps restore gum health, and rehardens enamel. I'm a big advocate of recommending things that I know work.
Our roof got damaged during Hurricane Ida last August. We answered some questions on Angie. Next thing we knew, we were put in contact with our Angie Pro, and then that weekend they came out and we had a brand new roof.
Get started at Angie.com today.
All right, I'm going to go get Paisley a snack here real quick. Be gone for a couple minutes, and then I'll be back for the beginning of the third period. Any requests can be put down in the comment section. 4-0 Vegas. I mean, obviously this one is already over, but hopefully Florida can play with a little bit of heart and get at least a goal or two. But doesn't really feel like they will, but you never know. Maybe they'll come up with a little bit of fight here and get at least one so they don't get shut out.
Tourists that turn into scientists. Tourists photographing thousands of miles over multiple routes that can be analyzed by AI in real time. So researchers can identify which areas are at risk and help life underwater flourish.
The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Weekdays at 4 Eastern on MLB Network.
For the some different pitches. We've seen the cutter backdoor over the plate. We've seen a few changeups. He has been working his stuff inside and out all night long, and that's what it amounted to right there. 7 strong innings, only 3 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk. And we're going to have a new pitcher, and it is going to be Grant Anderson. First home appearance for Anderson. He made some noise out on the road. 2 2/3 innings in his debut with 7 punch outs. Overall, those numbers look pretty spectacular. And then, actually, this is his second home appearance. 1 inning against the Mariners the other night. 1 strikeout. Has yet to allow an earned run. So far, has
It was big.
Spectacular out of the Rangers.
All right, I'll be back here in just like a minute or two. Give me a few minutes, and I'll be back before the start here.
Chuck has not been good so far in this series, but every time he's counted his team out, they found a way to make a play or find a way to win a game. And that could be a changing hit for the series, right? Hey,
For them to get going, and their special teams has to step up. Both the power play and the PK is hurting them. There's no way at this point in the series, or when you play the finals, the teams are too good. They can't be losing the special teams game every night. It's almost impossible.
And that's a big up to this point. Anytime there was a breakdown, anytime there was a mistake, Sergei Bobrovsky rescued them. And it hasn't been the case here tonight. The last 2 goals, what do you see?
Well, the 3 out of the 4 through screens, his anticipation of leading the shots through screens hasn't been that good in this series so far. It's still 1-on-1. He's very good. He's very active with his blocks and making the big stop, but through screens, it's been tough for him. Really, and Vegas is taking advantage. And, I'm not sure the scouter that's going into this series. Like, we need to shoot through guys, and it's very hard. We talked about going into this game where Bob likes to be active and catch a lot with his hands instead of using his body. Hill, the other hand, uses his body a lot. And that's why he's able to pick up shots more through screens.
Bob is fighting his own teammates, and screens, and he's fighting the biggest Golden Knights, too.
Well, listen, it's a big part of the game. It really is. Guys going to be in front of you all the time. So how you're able to track that puck down is going to decide a lot in the game. So also when you're a little more confident, you seek to find the puck. And when you're not feeling 100%, that's when you seek to get your own guy or their guy in your eyes a little bit.
All right, and we saw it on the Discover matchup the last 3 games from Sergei Bobrovsky. None of the numbers really have been superlative as they had been earlier on. But let's go back to that 3rd goal, because the ISO Mark Stone on this, and this is kind of a wild ride for him.
Oh, incredibly breaks his stick, and sometimes the casual fan wonders, like, how did he get his stick back so quick? This is just a trainer being on his toes. And look at this great hit here. He ends up finishing off the play by getting it right there from the trainer, and he ends up making a perfect assist here as he slides it over. So just a great sequence overall from going to your own end, where you feel like you're in trouble all the way to the offensive zone, and you can see the jubilation on his face saying, hey, I get an apple, I think I'm going to be dash 1, and all of a sudden we're in one.
It looks like they're getting the breaks too. Right before that, the puck went right through Hill, through his legs, and the side of the net. They break the stick. Sometimes you get hurt when that happens, but instead the puck turns to the other side and they score, right? So they're earning their bounces too right now.
And also, Hank, you got to play through the man. He's got no stick. He played right to the body, ran him over, and this, to your point about the trainer and the stick, he's got the biggest knob in the league.
Yeah.
So if you're the trainer, it's pretty easy to pick up what his stick looks like on the stick crack because his knob is so huge.
Absolutely.
I'll just throw it back to you. Like, if you're Florida, you have that big hit at the end. Obviously, that gives you a little bit of momentum. What do you do? What do you do in the 3rd period here to get your team back in it?
Well, first of all, we talked about the hit, and we know that that's going to be of importance to the Florida team. They're in there, they're well coached. He's saying, listen, let's make good decisions here in the 3rd period to carry it over to game 3. If they get a goal early, get a second goal, all of a sudden, teams do come back now. The commissioner talked about it yesterday or 2 days ago. So you want to get into good habits in the 3rd period, and I'm sure that's what he's telling his team.
You had a team that came back. You're about Manchester, right?
5-0.
5-0. All right.
Bad goalie.
What's the blueprint?
That's no secret.
Be smart, get pucks in deep.
It's just that simple. All right. So your 3rd period, what are you looking for right here? Hey, listen. He knows what he's talking about.
I still want to see Florida's D activate. I haven't seen that enough, man. You're down a bunch of goals. You got to try to find a way to create some momentum.
Vegas right now looks like the fresher team out of the two. So why not try to activate your defenseman and see if you can try to create some offense in the back end?
Florida did create a few chances there in the second period. I have to give credit to Hill. I love his game right now. We talked about going into this game, move less, and that's what he's doing. He's very deep in his net, and he's very patient. Great goaltending right down from Hill.
Vegas in prime position to go a few games to none here in the final third period coming up.
You guys ready for the check?
I got it.
I get cash back with every purchase. Discover's got first year cash back match.
We got ourselves a baseline.
Everything looks so good.
Right? I'm hearing the new Google Pixel is really great. And it comes with AT&T's best deals on all of them.
This one looks nice.
That's a house favorite. And it serves with your choice of plans. Thank you.
There's got to be a catch.
No catch. And no trade-in required either.
Oh, how do you know all this?
I come here a lot. Love the service.
At AT&T, new and existing customers can choose any Google Pixel with your choice of plans and always get our best deal.
When we were a motorized bicycle, they said that's fine for the streets, but you'll never win a race. They said motorcycles are one thing, but you can't make cars. All right, you're a car company, but you won't win Formula One on a highway. Well, you'll never compete off-road. What about when there is no road? No gas. They've challenged us to do a lot of things. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
Your house is lovely. Thank you. I need to introduce you to someone. He was telling me how Geico makes it easy to save on homeowners insurance, so I was thinking.
Well, hello, old friend.
So you have me.
Years ago, we both had big dreams about saving people money on their homeowners insurance.
Yeah. Look at us now.
Your house is lovely.
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay, nobody hurt you.
Okay.
I did hear you.
Geico makes it easy to save on homeowners insurance.
Hi, I'm Ben Stiller. As an actor, my job is to make people believe what they're seeing is real. Wow, that's like really good. Or am I just acting? Taste it for yourself and find out.
It's like you're really there, huh, son?
This is far. Since 1960, Elmer's has been a family favorite, and now with restaurants throughout the West, it continues to get rave reviews. Elmer's, Northwest ingredients, locally owned.
Dark side of the ring.
You don't just play a character, you inhabit the character.
Is back. 10 all new episodes that will take you to the end.
Every single one of them would have killed to be in the same spot.
Dark side of the ring. New episode Tuesday at 10 on Flex.
Effective can help your business get the right ad in front of the right audience at the right time.
All right, we've got a few more minutes before we get started up here. Oh, 3-3 Rangers and the Cardinals. Wow. Hopefully Florida will be able to play with a little bit of momentum and stop the bleeding, but this one has been over and over early.
Fortunate, Arenado at third base after you can see Arenado frustrated with himself going a little bit.
Top of the eighth, Rangers 3, Cardinals 3. I know Sarah and John have been very frustrated with the Cardinals like I have with my Mariners, but you're fighting. That's a lot better than what we were being able to do against the Rangers. It's like every time we played them, we were giving up like 5, 8, 10, 12, 15 runs. So and we'll be getting started here in just a second. Top of the eighth, 2 outs, 3-3. Nice comeback from the Cardinals. Right up the middle. And that's the end of the top of the eighth. Now let's go back to the action here, see if we're still in. Imagine we'll be starting up here in a sec.
just in case.
Bear Grylls, only June 15th on TBS.
Teach me to step over mountains. Love is deeper than the sky.
This is Sadie. She's on Verizon, the network she can count on. And now she's got my plan, the game-changing new plan that lets her pick exactly what she wants and save on every perk. Sadie's getting her plan ready for a big trip. Travel pass on. Nice iPhone 14 Pro. Cute couple. Trips don't last forever. Neither does summer love. So Sadie's moving on. Apple Music? Check. Introducing my plan, the first and only unlimited plan to give you exactly what you want, so you only pay for what you need and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you switch. It's your Verizon.
Hey, bud. Wow. What's all this?
Well, it was too expensive, so I brought it here.
You know, with Priceline, you could actually take that trip for less than all this.
I made a horrible mistake.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you save, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Okay. Don't you paddle, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Deals on
I'm gonna flip back to baseball. Still too many fucking commercials here.
You see some action there.
Oh shit! Into the wall.
Great effort. The ball squirts into left field. One of the base runners, Nolan Clement, was able to score. Tommy Edmond was held at third base. They were so close. There was a little bit of a miscommunication. Well, Nolan Arenado, meanwhile, was circling the bases in between Aaron.
Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
All right, a couple more commercials away, and we'll be right back at it. Not really the outcome I think that a lot of us saw. Most of us saw is probably Vegas winning. Some people having hope that Florida could even it up to make it go 6 or 7. So we actually don't really know what's going to happen. But obviously the Cinderella story, the shoe will fit initially. But at the very, very end, when you get to the championship, when we talk about Cinderella stories, we usually only have 1 out of 10 that go all the way. So it's like you can be this really feel-good story for the year, but most teams fall either in the semis, the game before the championship, or the actual championship game. And it looks like this is what we're probably going to end up having happen again with the Florida Panthers. But I do think that they have the ability to win both games at home. So it's not like I think it's completely over. It's nice to see Captain Jack Eichel back on the bench there. But the way that they're winning, 5-2 when it was 2-2 going into the third period, 4-0. I mean, they've scored the last 7 goals. You got Sergei benched, and, he was looking like he was one of the best ones left, and you're making him look like Jake Ottinger or worse. It shows you how really deep Vegas is. They have probably 4 or 5 more pieces, than what Florida has, and it definitely shows. They definitely came out with the electricity tonight, and 4-0 is embarrassing. Oh, there we go. Finally. God, it took this long. There we go. 4-1. Panthers, I see you. I was going to say, they can't just roll over and die. They got to at least give me a 1 or 2, and that'll give them a little bit more momentum. So.
Going away at the home team, well, there's a fortunate bounce for the visitors. And Henrik Lundqvist made that point about
All good. Let me know if I need to have someone else take care of the donos and everything. You know, it's already been kind of tough the last, few days, week or so. So I got to get a photo. Anton Lundell, assisted by Anthony Duclair. Yeah, where was this energy in the first and the second?
all their lines are juggled up here, guys, for Florida. You talk about puck luck, and so there's no question about it. Watch Drangelo there in the middle, number 7. It's going to go off his skate first, and right across and off the shin pad and through the legs of Martinez. Well, the only way to get beat Hill these days.
For real.
Panthers playing pinball.
That's the only way, or you get him in a power play. Anton Lundell with a goal. Wrister, assisted by Anthony Duclair. 4-1 Vegas. No shutout. And that's good. That's good for their psyche, and that's going to be good moving into game 3. Because obviously winning game 3 is a must-win game. And probably game 4 as well if you want to actually have any chance to do anything and even force 6 or 7 games. Show heart, show fight. What's good? Nice to see Florida came out with a little bit of fire. The Stanley Cup has been very chippy. Oh! There's another one. Wow. This team is so good. It's like, oh, you scored a goal. You feel good about yourself. You didn't get shut out. You're at 4-1 instead of 4-0. Hey, let me get a quick goal on your ass. Bang. Huh? Just like that? Dude, made a way to make him look just like nothing. And look at who it is. It's the MVP. He scored first in game 1. All right, he scored first in game 2. And now he's got another one. Jonathan Marchessault, goal. Wrister, assisted by Captain Jack Eichel. Said, fuck it. I almost got, eliminated from the matchup with the big hit. And there he is. I see you. 5-1 Vegas. And if I'm Florida, knowing that I'm going to lose, I think at this point the goal would be 3. But if you get 2, that's going to be much better than just roll. Oh, my God, what a hit. Someone call 911. He's like, oh, I'm fucking hurt. I need to go to the back. Fuck. That was a big hit. Nice to see him back, too. Don't call him Captain Jack for nothing. 17-20 left in the third period. But if I'm Florida, knowing that I'm going to probably give up another goal or 2, it looks like it could be 6 or 7. Yeah, I could stay at 5, but not likely. We'll probably get at least one more, maybe even an empty netter or something. We'll see. But it's 5-1. So if I'm Florida, I'm just trying to get to 5-3 to show that, hey, we suck, but hey, at least we got 3, in a period that should give us a little bit of hype and love and kind of like, okay, well, we got our ass kicked on the road, but we're at home now. And, game 3 is a must. Game 4 is a must if they want to be able to extend the series and actually have a chance to win. But if you split, you're fucked and it's over. And Vegas is going to, because if Vegas goes up 3-1, there's no scenario in my mind that Florida can win just because they've been able to, take away their strength, Sergei Bobrovsky, and make it their weakness. So I don't really see any scenario. Miami Heat, I don't really think they have a very good shot on winning it all. I thought they had a potential to win 2 games, Denver in 6. But anytime you win that, second game and it's on the road, if you're the Heat, right? And you split and you got 2 games at home, you can just find a way to get lucky and win 2 games at home, and then you're up 3-1. And then if that happens, you have a better chance of winning it all. It doesn't mean you're going to. Denver could easily, win 3 games in a row, even if they get down 3-1. We all know that, but I don't think they're going to even get to that scenario. The Joker is too good. I know. I was about to tell you. I know you left. I was like, oh, come back. I was like, you guys started to get on this really cool rally. I was watching it on MLB Network. Then you got caught up off a play and you got tagged at home and whatnot. So it could have ended up being 4-3, but still, that's much better than rolling over. I mean, it's like every matchup was 8 to 16 runs or something when I played them. So you're doing much better than me. 5-1 Golden Knights. A lot of times people like to look at the long term. Sometimes you got to look at the short term, and things are psychological and it is mental, and, coaches, the fans, and the players themselves, they, you can feel it when the team has given up and when a team hasn't, and, you can still get your ass kicked. But again, when it's all said and done, when you look up at the scoreboard, what would you rather have it see? 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, or 5-3, 6-3? It doesn't seem as bad. You can live with that. Especially if you can get 3 in one period, after getting your ass kicked for the first 2. That definitely, I know to some people that it actually, no, that doesn't matter. It does. It really does. Shit carries over. Think about when you have something really good happen to you. Gesture that happens to you or you do for someone. It usually makes the rest of your day better. And sometimes that carries over for the rest of your week or maybe even longer, depending on what it was. So we'll see if Florida keeps fighting. But we can definitely tell who's big brother and who's little brother, who's varsity and who's freshman team. And hopefully it'll end up being more competitive. I would love an overtime game in game 3 or 4, like a drama one, Of course, Florida needs it desperately, but if we could get like a 4-3 or 3-2 overtime matchup, I mean, straight up would be cool too, but seems like it's going to take a hell of an effort to be able to match up even at home against this team. Oh, shit. Lion. Full strength. And again, when you're on the road too, regardless of what round it's in, if you're on the road, you have to take the crowd out of it. And if you're able to do that, in those first 2 games and you're getting goals early, I mean, like I said, the crowd ends up just being very, very quiet. They're not passionate. They're not cheering. And then you saw that happen in Carolina and you saw that happen in Toronto when Florida played them. But not so much in the Boston series and obviously this one. It's the real deal Holyfield. You're playing the best of the best. Good defense by Lion. 14:44 left in the third. I mean, it would have been nicer if Vegas didn't score immediately afterward to pretty much just negate what you did. You're like, oh, you finally scored. Now that should be like a good emotional lift. And then you just give up a goal like a minute later. But hey, when it rains, it pours, right? I knew Vegas was good at home and I knew Vegas was good, but even this is a little surprising. And I think it really is the fact that they were able to beat up Bobrovsky and bench him and make him look like Ottinger. $13.50 left in the third period. Oh, deflected. Here we go. 1-on-1. Oh, he falls down. Of course he does. Yeah, it was a good effort by Duclair. He's like, I'm falling down. Fuck it. I'm going to shoot it anyways. And Florida definitely has to score first at home. They got to get the crowd into it early and often. They don't want Vegas to go up 2-0 in the first period in game 3. Then it's just going to be super quiet. Oh. Nice save. Little John. All right, what's going on in that baseball game? Is it still going? I'm going to flip the channel real quick. What do we got? Oh, damn. 3-3 still in the top of the 9th. Ooh, Jordan Walker. He's back. Should have never got sent down to AAA. Dumb, 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 dumb. St. Louis, what are you doing? It's like this like prospect that you have. Like, what do you want him to lose his confidence and take him down to AAA? Come on. It's like, it's one thing if he was playing shitty and he deserved it. But anyone that watched any Cardinals games up to this point has noticed, even if you're not a Cardinal fan, he was playing pretty fucking good. Just needs more experience. A walk and a run in the 8th inning. Yeah, Vegas, they're good. Breaking news. Colorado and Arizona will join the Big 12 when their contract expires with the Pac-12. Well, neither one is really anything. So if they want to go there and get their ass kicked by other Big 12 teams, they can go ahead and do that. See, that sucks. I hate this now because now everyone's leaving. Everyone, you know what I mean? It's like first you got USC and UCLA, and I love the history and the rivalry. Right now we're going to have Arizona leave. And what does that mean for us then? Like, who are we going to go down from the Pac-12 and we're going to be the Pac-8 again? Like way back in the day? So what does that mean? We need to get like Boise State and like someone else to come through. Colorado State. I mean, we need something. Fresno State and Boise State would probably be ideal. Fresno State's kind of gangsta, and they always fight, and they usually are underrated, right? And Boise State usually, you know, with their blue field, they're not going to be like the best every year, but they're usually halfway decent depending on who their coach is. Shit, they are. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just like the history, and I've been watching when it was like Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12, and it just I don't like seeing. I mean, I get it why people leave. Like USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten, that'll be better for them because if they end up getting upsets against like Ohio State and Michigan, you know, Wisconsin, it's going to put them on the map more, you know, rather than beating Oregon or Utah or, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? So if you can actually do the unthinkable, you know, more for UCLA. USC might be able to win that division at some point. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy to think where you're going to have USC, Ohio State, Michigan battling for first place, right? But UCLA will probably be like middle of the pack. I don't really know if Chip can make them number 2 even, you know. I mean, maybe if UCLA is really rolling, they could finish maybe 4th, maybe, you know, down the road. But there's a lot of teams in the you know, Big Ten that are pretty solid. Big 12 is kind of weak. Oh, bottom of the 9th, 3-3 Rangers, who are like the second best team in baseball against the Cardinals. That's Sarah's and John's team. Oh, John got called out at second. That's not good. All right, let's get back to the game. 5-1 Vegas.
It's mostly Vegas absorbing hits when necessary and delivering them also. I know Barbashev is still serving a penalty, but that understanding you could just kind of go through your rotation.
not sit there. You know, if your lines are 1, 2, 3, 4, you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those guys are getting, you know, more ice than just let them know.
Oh, yeah. McDavid. Definitely fun to watch. All right, 10:45 left. Oh. And again, a lot of people, you know, they lose interest, they lose focus in a matchup, you know, but if you're going to be doing betting or if you're going to want to come out with like, you know, good predictions, you know, you got to be able to watch games in entirety, even blowouts. And the little subtle things matter. You know, if Vegas ended up winning 5-0, you know, the chance of Florida coming out with everything that they got in game 3 is not likely. You know, they already are mentally out of it once you get down 2-0. But to show a little bit of heart and a little bit of fight, and if they can end up getting to 2 or 3 in this period, you know, even though they're going to lose 100%, that will carry over into game 3 and give them a better shot to at least feel like, okay, we got outworked game 1, right? We definitely got our ass kicked in game 2, but we scored 3 goals in the third period. You know, we ended up losing 5-3, 6-3, but still that can carry over, and that's what you need. Game 3 will be very critical for the not only the psyche, but, you know, 3-0. I mean, that at that point, you're just playing for your life. And I want to see this go 6 or 7 games. But, I mean, the way that Vegas looks, they look like they could end this in 4, which I don't think that will happen. But it could happen in 5. It'll be very critical to see how good they play on the road and if Florida gets any favoritism calls at home as the underdog. But goalie play is definitely underwhelmed for Florida, and that's why you're in this position. Like Sergei was, you know, arguably the best going into the Stanley Cup out of the 4 that were remaining, and definitely Vegas has made him look average or below average. But Vegas also made Ottinger look kind of average or shitty, and he's not either. He's got a lot of potential, so shows you how good Vegas really is this season. Might not be as good as Colorado last year, but oh, goddamn, they're good. They're like, oh, let me just be not selfish. Let me hit you up with the assist. I can score, but I'll just pass it to you instead. My God, Vegas. Is this what we're doing? 6-1, Vegas. They're like, we're trying to sweep. This is the message they're trying to say, that we are trying to sweep you. We don't give a shit what you have. We're going to go into your building, win game 3, and maybe we will win game 4. They'd rather win it in front of their fans, though, in game 5. So, especially if it's going to be their very first. So, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. But ideally, winning it in game 5 in Vegas would be the ideal scenario for the Golden Knights. Michael Amadio goal, snapshot, assisted by William Karlsson. 6-1, Vegas. Like, it never fucking ends. Michael Amadio, snapshot assisted by William Karlsson. 6-1 Vegas. Unbelievable. Like, anytime Florida gets any kind of momentum, they just get slapped right back in the mouth. They're like, we'll score with anybody.
You guys ready for the check?
All right, let me click over to the baseball game real quick, see if it's still going on. Well, we already know who's winning this shit. All right, well, Matt can take over if he's going to be here for a bit. It's all good. Hang out with your pup. Hopefully you get some good news with your dad. Take it easy. I imagine you're not going to go to work tomorrow either. And just chill. Watch some sports. Your Cardinals are still they got runners on first and second. Keep yourself busy. Always keep yourself busy. And like I said, hopefully we'll end up having some goats come through and we can get to a good number before the stream ends. Utah State, Boise State, San Jose State, San Diego State, Fresno State, Nevada, UNLV, Wyoming, Air Force, Hawaii, Colorado State, New Mexico, bunch of Mountain West schools. Yeah. Well, Boise State and Fresno State would be ideally the best for us. Let's go, baby. Man, I can't believe the Cardinals are hanging so tough with the Rangers. I mean, what if we ended up getting like a Rays-Rangers World Series? You can't. You won't. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. American League, Tampa Bay. Rangers, American League. But they're the two best. Maybe they'll play each other in the ALCS. And I assume it's going to be Braves, and we'll see who else it ends up being. But I assume it'll be Braves, Dodgers. That's what it kind of feels like, unless there's injuries. Or at least the Braves will be there. Wow. Well, is that going to be an RBI? All right, 7:55 left in the third period. And for Florida's sake, if they can get at least one more, getting two would probably be asking too much at this point. But if you can get one more, and hopefully you don't give up too many more. Hopefully you don't give up like 8, but you might give up one more before it's over. But if you can get it to 2, that'll help. I mean, you already are just getting fucking obliterated, but and I do think Florida will play pretty good at home. It's just that you can definitely tell on the road, later in the series, if somehow Florida does win 2 games at home. Did that go in? But even if Florida, it did go in. I was going to say, was that a goal? That looked like it. But if you end up getting to a point where it goes further in the series, game 5, game 7, I don't know how Florida's going to be able to win that. The way that they played. Look at this play right here. I thought it was a goal, wasn't it? They were standing there like nothing happened. I was like, that was a goal. And it bounced back out. Elliot in the building. What's good, brother? How are you, bro? Matthew Kachuk. See, it's like the gods. They listen, man. I'm telling you. You just have to, I say it, and then they're like, okay, let's do it. It's like, O-Dog says he needs this. We need it. And you need it, Florida. I'm just trying to give you the best shot to be able to get this son of a bitch to game 6 or game 7. I mean, the chances of you winning it right now look like 1%, but let's get it to maybe 40%. But you got to win the next 2 games to get people back on board on your Cinderella story. And especially if you can win them big, that will give people even more confidence. Like if you can win the same way that they beat you. But hell, at this point, even if you win 2-1, 3-2, you don't give a shit. All you're trying to do is just keep the series going. And these are ass whoopings. 5-2 game 1, 6-2. But again, 2 goals in the third. You got to take the little W's when you're getting your ass kicked. Matthew Kachuk, assisted by Sam Bennett and Josh Mahura, 6-2. Panthers. Your boy with the ESP. The ESP. All right, we got 6:05 left in the third period. Oh, did that go in? Did that go in? Oh, see this energy? And again, teams that are very well coached, they won't give up. Like this is the Stanley Cup, or even if it was like the East Final or the West Final, you've lost. You know that you're getting your ass kicked. Oh! That might have went over. Oh, and the entire puck must cross. How much of the puck went? Look, and then dink, and it bounced off of him. Oh, Theodore got it with the stick. Son of a bitch. That was like half of the puck went over. Bro, I'm doing the stream tomorrow. You going to hang out? I'm going to do the stream. We're going to do Padres Mariners tomorrow. And then I'll do NBA Finals, Game 3 in Miami on Wednesday. And we'll do Game 3 of Vegas in Florida, Game 3 on Thursday. So I will be doing Mariners Padres. Kind of excited, and the matchup for pitching looks pretty fair. So it could go either way. I imagine it'll be a good one. And both of the teams, your team and my team, we desperately need wins. It's like, you're 4 or 5 games below 500. I'm like 1. So it's like, it's not going ideally great for either of our teams. I'm 29-30 and 4th place. God, that makes me want to barf. And compared to what we were last year, and you're 27-32 and you're in 4th. You probably want to barf with that as well. Like you are struggling. I'm struggling. Cardinals are struggling. They were pretty good. Blue Jays are struggling. But then you're getting really good stories in the league, like the Rays, the Orioles, right? The Rangers, right? Braves are we already know they're the new Dodgers. So I already knew they were going to be good. So the Rays, the Orioles, the Rangers, the Marlins, the Pirates, the Brewers, the Diamondbacks, and then obviously Dodgers and Braves are expected to be good, like the Astros and the Yankees. And Yankees are in 3rd, Astros are in 2nd, and they're only 3 games back of the Rangers, and they're 12 games above 500. So it's not going to surprise anyone if the Yankees and the Astros end up being one of the top dogs. But looks like the Rangers in Tampa, though, could give them a little bit of a battle. And then I don't think the Marlins or the Pirates or the Brewers or the Diamondbacks are going to be good enough for the Dodgers or Braves. So it looks like it's like the Braves, it's their championship to lose. And then them and the Dodgers will go at it. And then it looks like in the American League is where the real ballers are at, where it could be the Astros and Yankees again, or we could end up getting a surprise Rays or Rangers or someone else like the Twins. Vegas. They're kind of good. All right, 6-2. All right, so if you can get one more, if you get to 6-3, that's going to be a really good sign. I mean, you already like the energy that you're seeing out of this Florida team. That they know they've lost, but they're still acting like the game is close. And, getting 2 goals in 1 period based on, being garbage in the first 2 periods with nothing, that says a lot. To some people, they can't see it, but, it'll definitely carry over at least a little bit, And if they can prevent from Vegas scoring a goal or 2 in the first period and taking the crowd out of it, that could be the difference in Game 3. Now, if you really want to surprise me, you score 2 more goals and you get it to 6-4. Then that'll make me feel like really good. But I don't know if we have enough time for that, and I don't know if Vegas is going to allow that to happen. But I think 1 more goal could be possible. .430 left in the third period. All right, take a look at the stats. All right, so shots on goal, 30 for Florida, Vegas with 26. Hits, 41 for Florida, 22 for Vegas. So they've been aggressive. They just haven't been able to get some good shots on goal. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. And then face-offs won, Vegas 30, Florida 29, and the penalty minutes are fucking ridiculous. Florida with 32, get the fuck out of here, and Vegas with 22. But game one was 5-2, today 6-2. Big brother, little brother. And they're not having that same kind of luck against like they did at Toronto and Carolina, but again, they were the better team. When you play Boston or you play a team like this, it's now they're talking shit. What's going on here? Chippy dogs. Fitzgerald to the box, huh? Ooh.
Send him to the shallow road. I think between the first two games, Jonesy, I think the officials have really had
Kachuk needs to stop being such a hothead. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna do more damage to your team if you're not out there. They need you for like late game heroics. You're obviously not going to be able to do anything in game one and game two when you lost 5-2 and you're about to lose 6-2. But definitely expected a lot more from him, and maybe we'll get a little redemption, at home. But everyone's getting ejected. Barbashev with the flop like LeBron. Barbashev with the La Flop. Vegas power play, 2 minutes, 3:32 left, 6-2 Vegas. And nothing really from Carlson, which is crazy. An assist, but $44 penalty minutes for Florida, 32 for Vegas. And when the A's move to Vegas, it's going to work. There's going to be so many drunk, rich people that will support. They're going to get more support there, than they would in most places. And obviously, we've seen the support that Golden Knights have gotten. And I mean, you can do anything there. You could do basketball there, baseball. I mean, obviously, they have football there now. And obviously, there was worries about like the mafia and like gambling and getting caught up in that and whatnot. But I mean, we're kind of at a different point now with the bookies and people being like missing and stuff, and people trying to rig stuff. I mean, you're gonna get people trying to rig shit no matter what. But I like the energy from the Vegas fans. So hopefully they can get that stadium up and going, and we can actually get some fans to watch the Vegas A's. All right, 3 minutes left in the third period. Vegas power play, minute 30. And then after the game is over, we'll probably do a little bit of food for a few minutes. See if we get any other goats to come through, and then we'll end the stream, and then we'll do Mariners Padres tomorrow around 6:30, and then NBA Finals Game 3 in Miami 5:30, and then Thursday we'll be here for 5:30 for Game 3 in Florida. Another goal. Jesus. This is silly. It's fucking straight silly. 7-2 Golden Knights. Wow.
Sevens are wild for the whole team here in Vegas. Gary, watch the play here by Amadio. Watch this touchback right there.
That pass. Wow. Great pass. Their passing is phenomenal. They set each other up so easily and so well. Off one guy's shin, underneath the legs. Brett Howden goal, wrister, assisted by Michael Amadio and William Carrier. 7-2, Vegas. I feel you, bro. I wish he was pitching tomorrow. Minute 45 left in the third period. 7-2 Vegas. And we'll get into some food or whatever we decide to get into. Probably some food photos is always good to kind of end on a good vibe. I've been going to the river pretty much every day. It's kind of me and Paisley's thing. It's really good for the mental health if you can get close to water. I'm just, not very many people live next to like a lake or a river or anything, but I am lucky enough to, in walking distance, I actually have access to a really nice spot that's not even too far away. But I got shin splints in my left leg, which are extremely painful. I haven't had anything really like this since high school, and it's just based off me walking an hour or 2 hours every day with Paisley. So fucking my leg is sore, but she needs that exercise. So
Get closer to hockey with the NHL app. Closer to the games you love. Close to all the games.
anything you want to see photo wise, Elliot Jameson? Got a minute 19 left. Everyone's getting ejected.
As he was going by the Golden Knights bench, he was trying to engage anybody in the conversation, and no Golden Knight could give him the time of day. So that's really been a common theme here for the first two games. Very focused hockey club. Golden Knights have scored 12 goals over the first two games and had ties an NHL record for a Stanley Cup final. Last team to do it, the 1982 New York Islanders against Vancouver. 5 in game 1, 7 tonight. Bob Hart tried to walk it out and fuck it down. What's the little bit doing?
All right, 1 minute to go. I mean, I was really hoping that we would get more fight, but I don't think it's not due to lack of trying. I think Florida's trying everything that they can do, but of course their goalie play has not been good, and it's hard to play on the road against a team like this. Teams taking a 2-0 lead at home ice have won 38-3 series record, 93% win approval rating. So, and I kind of feels like that's going to be the way it's going to be. The only way that we're going to be able to think that Florida's got any shot is if Florida wins the next two games. And if it goes 2-2, right, then Vegas wins that game 5 at home, then Florida wins game 6, and then it goes 7 games, and then, Vegas wins game 7 at home. But I don't think that we've seen enough good hockey out of, Florida to be able to even think that they can even win one game at home. You know what I mean? I know, obviously, home and road is completely different, but now everyone's fighting each other. They're just losing their minds,
Multiple players from extending this game.
7 seconds left. Bro, you should. You should. Grandma's Boy. Grandma's Boy is very good. If you haven't watched that in a minute, that's a good one to watch. Obviously, Superbad is always great. And then if you're looking for a version like Superbad, you can watch Good Boys. If you watch Good Boys, it's like Superbad, but they're like in junior high. If you've seen that one is hilarious. So it's like a bunch of 12-year-olds and whatnot. So that would be, what is it, 6th grade? I imagine you've watched that already. Right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't really feel after watching game 1 that they had even a shot to win game 2, but just a little bit of a lapse in one quarter. And if, you know, the road team like Miami can get hot in one quarter, sometimes that's all you need to do. Kind of just hang around until one quarter, and then you might be able to pull away. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised. And that was the first time Miami won a game in Denver in years. So we will see. Bro, watch it. Trust me. It's like almost a cult following. Like, you know, Superbad will always be Superbad. And I always, you know, like certain types of movies like that, and Step Brothers, you know, with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. But definitely tonight, if you can find it or watch it, get it. It's worth it. It's worth the watch. You'll love it, bro. It's just exactly like a Superbad, but you know, they're in 6th grade. And it kind of gives you the life of what it's like to be in school at that time, you know, and how kids treat each other, how kids talk, the slang, and what's going on, because it was made in 2019. So it's fire, bro. I think you'll love it. Like I said, it's really good. I would recommend it. Final 7-2 Vegas. All right, let's get into like some food. And if anyone's got any suggestions on anything, we'll go probably for, I don't know, maybe another 28 minutes. And we'll see if any goats come through. We'll see where we are with donos and who's in the room. And then I'd be willing to go to the 4-hour mark if we get more people. Otherwise, we'll go, you know, for 28 minutes. We'll do some food and we'll kind of just go from there. Final score, ass whooping, 7-2. The Golden Knights win. And they're ahead 2-0 in the series. Game 3 Thursday in Florida. All right, let me go to MLB Network. Let me delete some of these because I got to make room for Mariners and Padres tomorrow.
Baseball and softball coaches can play in the lives of the San Diego student athletes. Now, there were 9 contestants to today, and this was your big winner. Dallas Booker from Morris High School. Congratulations. He was voted as the coach of the year. So congratulations to Coach Booker and to all the coaches that were nominees for this award, and to all the softball and baseball coaches throughout San Diego for everything they do to make a difference in the lives of their students. Don and Bud, back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Stan.
Yeah, tip of the cap to the coach. Took a lot of time and working with a lot of kids.
All right, what do I got on MLB Network? Oh, Padres are on. Elliot, are you watching?
This guy in the rankings working his dancing a little bit. He's not afraid. It's like one move, jazz hands. Yeah. There you go. Now he's mixing it up a little bit. Was that one move for a while?
Fucking roasting the fan. All right, we got Cubs and Padres. At least I'll be able to watch this. Something else to watch while we hang out here. Man, what a dominant game from Vegas. I mean, they're showing every reason why, you know, a majority of us feel that they are going to go all the way. So we're going to leave Vegas and we're going to go somewhere nice. Water is good for the soul. 4-0 Padres. Whoa.
Matt Carpenter leading it off here in the bottom of the seventh inning. 2 for 10 now in the series is Carpenter.
Oh, nice. One away. Yeah, but like I said, super bad will always be undefeated, bro. But good boys will make you laugh, and you're like, holy shit. There'll be some like references in there, and you'll like, it'll take you back to that time period when you were that age, and you're like, oh my God, like they did a really good job with like the cast of like the Friends. And like, if you actually watch that movie all the way through, I think once you watch it, you'll be like, it won't be a movie that you'll watch once. It will be something you watch like in the background. It could be like a supplement to Superbad when you don't want to watch Superbad. You can throw that one on, and it's fucking good, man. And I wouldn't talk about it that way if I didn't think it was. I mean, there's always going to be like, Step Brothers and Superbad for me at the top, or I can rewatch those. I never really get sick of them, especially Superbad, but it's the closest thing to Superbad that you're going to get. And they're in 6th grade, I believe, 5th, 6th grade. It's awesome. You got any suggestions for food? Drop them in. It's like surprisingly funny. Like the people that wrote it, there's like good one-liners. There's like some like jokes and shit. Like if you watch it, you'd be like, wow, they did a really good job with this. And just like how they talk, like how different, you have different slang and there's different trends and fads and certain things, as you get older. Yeah, you'll like it, bro. Yeah, I've watched it a bunch. Bottom of the 7th. Padres 4, Cubs 0.
Dixon at second base on the force out. So it's first and third now with 2 down.
Hey, nice play by Mancini to get this ball momentum towards second. There it is. And when the race is on, just beats it out.
Nice hustle by the Padres. I hope that things turn around. I really would like to see you in the playoffs. Play like the Braves or the Dodgers. Damn right he does. Dude, Kansas City style burnt ends. Look at this fucking plate, Elliot. I'm about to throw up here. Are you eating anything besides pizza? Or are you still doing the pizza thing for a majority? Damn, look at that. That's a meal for me right there. Your little onion rings. Some burnt ends. The pickles in there. And then some baked beans. I love some baked beans. For real. I feel like that way sometimes with the Mariners, besides like the bottom end of the lineup. Like our pitching, it has so much potential, but we got so many guys that are batting under 300. It's just frustrating as hell. Like I really like a majority of the lineup except for like the DH and like at the end of the lineup, but it's just, we haven't been able to produce. Oh, burnt end sliders. Fuck out of here. This one looks good too. Uh-oh. Got him. Tatis, why? You're up 4-0, though. Horner, Swanson, and Hap up next. Let's go, baby. You eating chicken and he had the grilled chisel today. That's a good choice. I've been craving that for like 2-3 weeks. But I did get like some pepper jack, block, and then you get like Triscuits and stuff, and then you put the cheese on the Triscuit, and they have like different, because like the Triscuits, the way that they're made, it's like the wheat, and then they layer it, so it's like you go to like levels of it with the spice. Ridiculous, dude. Oh yeah, your diet isn't the same anymore. Yeah, that's true. No more free pizza, then you're probably not eating it as much. What have you been eating chicken wise? Just like KFC, like from like a Safeway? Are you getting like Popeyes? What kind of chicken are you getting? Grilled cheese sounds fucking amazing, and I don't even need the fucking tomato juice that some people do it with. Like once in a while, if it's like raining, maybe I'm feeling that vibe, but I don't need it. I can just have grilled cheese after grilled cheese after grilled cheese, and I'm good. You know. They just said Roger Clemens and Paul Wall. That's a combo. But they did have Little John doing the pre-show for the Vegas Golden Knights, so anything's possible. Bro, they are like the most underrated. Like everyone does like the Ritz, and then they do like Oreos and Chips Ahoy. But like if you actually go and look at that aisle and just like take a look and see what different types, they have like fucking like 15 kinds, like with the different spices and shit. Like I got one that was like dill with sea salt. It was amazing. And then you put the pepper jack, you cut some, put it on the top. It's like an adult Lunchable. It's ridiculous. Even the regular ones are good, but I feel like they put like effort into their brand. You know what I mean? Like every bite is good, and they layer that thing. It's like they get the wheat and then they layer it and then they put it in the oven. That's why it tastes so fucking good when you're crunching in. It's not just like a thin piece, like a wheat thin. It's got that flavor. No disrespecting the wheat thins; those are good too. But grilled cheese, dude.
Since the second inning, you want to go to the leadoff single and start the second. Out of the 3 base runners, 2 walks and a hit batter, and there you go. Big hit to the left center field. I'm going to blame my statistician for that one. I'm not going to take the blame for that.
Blame it on Mitch.
Mitch Smith. These stats right before they happen.
Well, it was a high breaking ball. Looked like a cut fastball. And then a slider. Just got to stay flat. They help him do a single. I think Martinez can get you a ground ball to get 2.
So Horner with a base hit to start the 8th. Swanson struck out, fouled out down the right field line, and struck out again. After 13 of the series for the Cubs shortstop.
So we shifted over from the TNT broadcast, Vegas 7, Florida 2. We are on MLB Network, and it's Padres 4, Cubs 0, top of the 8th. Chicken, baby. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, but I love them, dude. Like, I didn't realize I loved them that much, but then I started experimenting with like the different flavors, the spices they have. And like, you don't even need to have the cheese that go with it. But God, if you really want to take a snack to the next level, I'm telling you. And this sounds good. Chicken breast, fry them with eggs and breadcrumb, then put the pink Himalayan salt. Oh, really? I've never done that before. Oh yeah, I bet. Grilled cheese is always good. It always satisfies. It doesn't even matter like if you know how to make it correctly or not. Like as long as you don't burn it too bad.
Single to center, walked twice, but has been on 3 times. The 3-hitter in this Cubs order.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. When you do the vegan mac and cheese, like what are we talking? Like what is the substitute? There you go. Right.
Slowly rolled down the first baseline. Going to stay fair. And the tag now. He was outside the baseline. The indication. Happy is out. Rebounds reaching out and ran 3 feet outside the baseline.
It's like one of the best comfort foods, and I feel like it's almost impossible for me to eat just like one. Like for a lot of times, I want to eat like multiple, but I guess it just depends on how much bread you got, right?
There's rules, you just can't run away. That would make it interesting. It's chasing all over the ballpark or on ground. That'd be kind of cool. So it comes to a stop or could take a while.
Oh, okay.
So 2 down. That's now Ribas at first base, by the way. And moving from first to second is Jake Cronenworth.
The Crone Zone.
After Odor was pit front for this Jake. Was at first, he's now at second. There's Ribas who ran and now takes over at first base.
I like paninis a lot too. I like the panini, like the grilled press panini. Like you can obviously make a lot of variations of the panini and whatnot, but if you get a restaurant or a spot that makes it really good, that one is like they have like BLT kind of panini style. They have multiple kinds that you can get, but I'm telling you, if you find a panini spot, it'll become like your new thing for a minute. Sometimes it's a little expensive, but oh man, so good though. Oh, focaccia bread is. I actually had some about a month ago. Yeah, it's always sometimes just having the rare stuff that you don't have. Like, I started having like the pepper jack, and I haven't. Normally, I'm not going to go out of my way and get something like that. But getting a block of that and then using that with like the Triscuits. Oh my God, so good. And I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier too. So we kind of like made our own little like Greek salad type thing with like feta. And all onion and all kinds of just amazing goodness. And I'm a big pickle guy too. Like I like pickles. I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to just drink the juice every day. I know, and some people love the juice. Nothing wrong with it. If you love pickles, you're probably going to love the pickle juice. I mean, that's just how it goes. But I like to be able to do like kind of like the fruits and the salads. I mean, I'm trying to lose weight, so I've lost quite a bit already, but. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Cubs game, concert. That sounds fun. And then birthday. And then, dude, San Fran for a week. Dude, it's expensive to live there. But you'll probably have some fun there as well. You got family, friends, uncle. Ah. I had to do a double take on here to look to see if this was like a goof, like a meme or something. But supposedly this next one is South African style grilled cheese. It's not like made up. I thought they were trying to like prank me for a second, but I mean, I'm not really sure what's all in there, but I'd be willing to take a bite. He lives on a boat. Oh, dope. Welder. Awesome. That's cool. And it's good to get like outside, bro. Like I'm telling you, my mental health, like being able to go to that like little lake spot like every morning and getting water. Like water has like natural healing abilities. Like think about it. Anytime that people get, burnt out and they need a little vacay, or if you go to a beach or a lake or go camp, like just being around water, even if it's only for a little bit, like I can go there for 30 minutes and I feel like the rest of my day is going to be great. It's a nice place where me and Paisley can, go on our little routine. And I have shin splints in my left leg, so it's super painful for me to walk, but I still do it every day. I'm still walking. I was walking 1 to 2 hours. Now I'm doing about 45 minutes to an hour, and I have to ice my leg and whatnot. But, Paisley's everything, so I have to give her all the love that she deserves. So, hey, if my leg falls off, fuck it. Absolutely, bro. You just got to be able to take advantage of the little things. You know what I mean? Spending time with the uncle, eating food, catching fish, eating fish. I'm not really sure what you guys have planned when you're out there and whatnot, but just enjoying like hearing the birds, and smelling the fresh air and, getting on a boat and having a boat ride. Like you'd be really surprised on, these little things that some people take for granted, how it can change you, and it can change you long-term, and you can bring over that vibe, obviously when you get back, afterwards and still be in a good mood. You got to appreciate the little things. That's what I feel, that a lot of people are always on their phones, they're always on the internet. And sometimes you just got to put the fucking computer or phone down, when you have something planned, and just don't get tempted, to be like checking on all the fucking socials all the time, and, ESPN and your friends and the calls and the FaceTimes and the texts. Like sometimes you just got to put your phone, like not even have it with you. Like sometimes when I go with walks with Paisley, I won't even bring my phone because I know I'm going to miss out maybe an opportunity of like a really awesome photo of her, or like the water or the landscape, but sometimes just disconnecting. And if that means leaving your phone somewhere, and then coming back, it's really something that I feel that like when we watch TV shows and we watch movies, like sometimes we can't even focus on the thing that we want to watch because we're so, like we need our phones, we need to be on our socials, and we're like programmed that way, and it can be bad. There's always going to be time for that. But sometimes when you have that event planned, you just got to be able to, put everything down and focus on just what's happening right now, not what's going to be on later today or, what game or whatnot. You get to that point, then your life will get so much better. Oh, yeah. It's so much fun there. Like I said, it's my favorite place to visit besides Eugene. Like I've never had a bad experience there ever. Never. It's always been fantastic. It's just beautiful there, and obviously it gets spendy, if you're going to get like an expensive, spot. But again, getting a lake view, it's called Elliott Bay. You can see Elliott Bay. And once you have that Elliott Bay look, it's magical. Oh, really? Lives next to Jim Carrey, season tickets to Warriors. That could have been your dad. Be like, what's up, Dad? Let's go see the Warriors ballin'. Oh, she's nice. Go to his house. If she was nice, we go to his house. Yeah. Or you could be the guy. You could be the millionaire, Elliot. You never know what can happen in life. Oh, you would leave Australia to live there? I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, obviously, living where you live, but I mean, what else is, obviously you're going to leave people behind, but being able to be somewhere where you can go to a Mariner, Kraken, Seahawk game and just be immersed and just like, it would be amazing. If those are like going to be like your favorite things, to be able to do, and then you might as well just live there. Then you'd be able to go to like a lot, instead of worrying about traveling, you would go towards tickets. food and experiences. That'd be cool.
Second base, so runners are first and second, one away. Green is managing this team right now with Ross ejected much earlier in the game. Well, that's been an issue for the Cubbies this year. They're at 13th in ERA, last in saves, 12th in WHIP, 12th in opponent average. Sanchez, his first Petco Park home run as a member of the Padres in the second inning. Scoring started for the Padres. 2-run shot. Takes the strike two, the count of 1-1. Second inning of relief for Javier Sal.
Yeah, you need to, West Coast, bro. You wouldn't be bored if you lived out in Washington, Oregon, or California. I guarantee that. I mean, California would be super expensive. Washington, Oregon, a little bit cheaper. I mean, Oregon's cheaper than Washington. Lots of stuff to do here, too.
Gets away from the catcher and no contact, so the runners will advance to second and third. Chado to third, Cronenworth to second. Breaking ball. Oh, pass ball. Yeah, totally boxed right there. Very catchable. Second and third, one down. Sanchez with the Cubs infield in all the way around. Takes ball 3. That time a little blocked it. Keep it in front of him.
All right, well, I'm going to go through the photos here one last time. And hopefully we can get some more people to come through and show some love. It's been very rough the last 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So is that going to go foul? But I appreciate all of y'all, and hopefully we can have a nice little turnaround. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I've lived here my whole life, and I just honestly don't think I can live anywhere else. If I was going to live anywhere else, it probably would be Seattle. I would say Eugene would be cool during football season and whatnot, but I'm not sure if I'd want to live in Eugene like year round necessarily. I mean, I love it, but at this point I would rather just stay where I'm at than live in Eugene, but football season would be fun. An amazing matchup. Vegas 7, Florida 2. They lead the series 2-0. And we'll go through these photos one last time. And hopefully we can get some goats to show some love. No problem. Take care. I appreciate you. Base is loaded, yo. Damn, that grilled cheese, though. I'm going to have to do that probably sometime soon. Like, I might have to do it with, like, cheddar, but maybe I do, like, pepper jack. Like, I don't think I've done a pepper jack grilled cheese in, like, have I ever done it before? I have to, like, think about it. I might have to do that, see how that turns out. That looks amazing. Love the baked beans. I'm a big onion ring guy, too. That would be, like, pickles there, too. Perfect. Bottom of the 8th, Padres 4, Cubs 0. Carpenter in the box. 1-0 count. Assad on the mound. The Crone zone. Grilled cheese, panini, grilled cheese sandwich. Yes, please. Damn, that looks good. You've never had an onion ring? You're crazy. They're when you get them when they're fresh and good, like from a restaurant, the big ones, they're incredible. But a lot of times, if you have it like from fast food, it's not that good. Back. Oh, he caught it at the wall. No way. But it still scores a run. Manny scores 5-0. That could have been 8-0. Damn. How the hell you have never had an onion ring, bro? You crazy. They're good, bro. But sometimes you get them like Burger King has like these little version ones. They taste like shit. They're not good. Like you have to get it from like a restaurant if you're going to have an onion ring for the first time. And they got to be big. Big dog. Kahlua pork sandwich. Yeah, that sounds good too. Well, I appreciate you guys and love you guys very, very much. Yeah, almost a grand slam. Thank you to everyone that donated, commented, shared. Hopefully we'll end up having a little bit stronger turnout the rest of the week. I will be doing Mariners and Padres tomorrow. Super excited about that. And looks like the Padres are going to come in hot winning this game. So they'll be ready. And then we will do NBA Finals Game 3 on Wednesday in Miami. And then we will do NHL Stanley Cup Game 3 in Florida on Thursday. So we'll be kind of flip-flopping back and forth. But shout out to you guys. I love you and I appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I'm out. Gang.